Comcast presents the Chevrolet High School Game of the Week.
And welcome to Franklin Road Academy for the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. It's a battle of the alphabets. It's DCA and FRA. Hello again, everybody. Blake Fulton here with you. Pat Sperduto alongside after having a bye week last week. Pat, welcome back. And we were in this very press box a year ago to watch Ezell Harding take another step toward their state championship, and the wind was a factor that year.
Well, I don't see that being a factor tonight. Beautiful out here, and both these teams run the ball so much that I don't see wind factoring in that much.
Speaking of the weather, earlier today here in Middle Tennessee, a huge storm, but it has come and gone, and Samantha Owens is down on the sidelines with an update.
Guys, Hurricane Lily found her way to land this morning, and it looked like tonight's game might be a washout. Some mid-state schools even changed their game and had them last night in an attempt to beat Mother Nature. But it looks like she's going to cooperate tonight with clear skies, and as you can see with my hair blowing everywhere, that we have a nice breeze down on the field. So it looks like it's going to be a great night for some high school football.
Thank you, Samantha. And Pat, when you talk about a couple of players, we can go across town and look at DCA's football team. There's one guy and one guy only who's going to make this offense go.
And he's a young pup. He's number 25, a sophomore, Chris Wooden. And he is nonstop. He runs hard. He runs with speed. And the Coach Goodwin is impressed with him already as a sophomore and expect good things.
Number 25 is averaging over 25 carries per football game. On the FRA side, a little bit more of a balanced attack, but still, a number 25 getting the carries.
And another underclassman, a junior in Jess Core. Jess is, we saw him last year a little bit against Ezell Harding, and you could see him coming into his own, and tonight it will be a breakout game for him, hopefully.
Also an honor student and definitely the leader of this offense. We'll take a break, come back with the opening kick on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR on every 2003 Chevy truck. Or choose $1,000 cash back on Avalanche, Trailblazer, Suburban, and Tahoe. Either way, that's one solid deal on every 2003 Chevy truck. New 2003 Chevys, 0% APR at your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer.
Big news! Now get free long distance from Cricket. Introducing Cricket Talk. It's Cricket's famous unlimited local calling, along with these great calling features. All for just $39.99 a month, plus 500 minutes of anytime U.S. long distance available each month free. Cricket, comfortable wireless. See store for details.
The Chevrolet High School Game of the Week is brought to you by WTN, Nashville Sports Authority, Fox Sports South, Home Team's Fox Attitude, Cricket Communication, Comfortable Wireless, Dollar General, Save Time, Save Money, and Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
And welcome back to Franklin Road Academy here in Nashville, Tennessee. Blake Fulton, Pat Sperduto here with you. As you see, George Weicker, head football coach at Franklin Road Academy. We'll talk more about him in just a little bit. A baseball past here in Middle Tennessee, also the baseball coach here. And on the other sideline, Dennis Goodwin, a guy who has been around Donaldson Christian Academy for a long, long time. Also the athletic director over at DCA. These two have played each other a number of times. We'll talk a lot about that tonight. 72 degrees, 51% humidity, wind out of the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour, and our forecast is clear. Matt Lanham set to kick off. Franklin Road has Blake Turner and John Souter back deep for the Panthers. Line drive kick will be taken by Souter at the 6. Brings it out up the middle of the football field, looks for running room, and there are a host of Wildcats to bring him down at the 17-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will take over. Let's take a look at our Taco Bell starting lineup. Zoretic and Lehman on the left side do a great job. Henderson, Whipperman, and Murray also up front for FRA. Turner will get a ton of carries along with Jess Core. Clark, Warren, and Muck, the tight end, will get some action down the middle of the football field. Kenny Lyons getting some action this only is 6th game. This is a guy, 25 of 56, has thrown 2 interceptions, both returned for touchdowns, both inside the opponent's 10-yard line, including one last week in a big game against Trousdale County that FRA lost. Lions back to throw on 1st down. He's going to go deep on the first play. His man's got a step, but just overthrown is intended receiver Brett Warren. On the defense, the Taco Bell DCA defense, Lucinda, Humphreys, Menchaca, and Thompson up front. Meacham, Ingram, and Wooden, the linebackers in a secondary that includes the quarterback, Mario Calavetti. We'll talk a lot about him. He is the leader. He is his emotional guy that we'll see all year long. They go up top early, Pat.
FRA just makes me a liar. Play 1, and they go up top. But you'll see more of this.
Blake Turner is the tailback. Jess Core also in the backfield.
Here's a freebie.
Little hard count from Kenny Lyons. And we talk about Kenny Lyons. He's a senior, but he hasn't played a lot. But he's been around this program a long, long time.
Right, and he's one of the few seniors on this FRA team. I mean, this is a team last year when we came here, a bunch of sophomores played, and really very few juniors. Sophomore and freshman laden team last year. This year, a very high junior percentage of juniors on this squad.
2nd and 5 following the DCA penalty. Lions under center now has split backs behind him. Hard counts, and they give to Core around the left side. Breaks a tackle, tries to break another, picks up 6 yards, almost to the 30-yard line, and enough for a Cricket 1st down.
This is more of what you're going to see. You're going to see a ton of Jess Core around the left side, Jess Core around the right side, right here. He's got his lead blocker Turner in front of him, and they do a pretty good job. Nice block by David Whipperman, too.
Whipperman pulled out in front, cleared the way for Jess Core. Core lines up at the fullback a number of times, but as you see there, they bring Blake Turner in to a wing back or a slot back situation a number of times. They give up the middle to Core, pushes his way for a couple of yards, and this is going to be the attitude of both these football teams, Pat, as you talked about in the open. Straight ahead, let's see if we can get advantage of our lines.
And FRA made a change. Stephen Muck was one of their offensive linemen. They've now made him their tight end. They figured that they could use his blocking skills to get around the edge, and right there you see a good job of him moving the line of scrimmage.
George Weicker played first base for the Nashville Sounds.
The first team ever here.
Also the baseball coach. They're renovating the baseball field here at Franklin Road Academy as well. Kenny Lyons under center on 2nd down. Play fake. He's going to take another shot deep. Throws it up for grabs. It's underthrown. And his intended receiver, Brett Warren, as it was on the first play, had a step. Ball underthrown there, and Warren slipped.
Yeah, it's tough. It is still windy out here, and because it's so windy, the ball's going to hang up just a little bit long. I really don't see this being in their game plan very often.
And up here on this hill, we're on a hill here just off Franklin Road, overlooking I-65 here in Middle Tennessee. The wind blows here even on non-windy nights.
Right.
3rd down.
You can see my house from here.
3rd and long. Turner splits out wide to the right. Lions in the shotgun will come. Pump fakes now. The wide receiver screen.
Nice
gives it to his man late, and absolutely a great decision to get the ball to Jason Clark a second late because DCA read the play initially.
Kenny Lyons does a great job of pulling this ball back down. It was going to be batted, and he saw it right there. He pulls it back down, slides a little bit to his right, and then hits Jason Clark on that jailbreak screen right underneath the offensive lineman.
Nice job by Clark and the offensive line to keep working, not giving it up after the initial play wasn't there. Another Cricket 1st down for the Panthers of FRA. Core the lone back. Clark in motion. Lions will pitch it to Core around the left side. Got blockers in front.
By Muck.
Picks up another 6 yards. And Pat, when you can run it and get 5 or 6 yards to carry on 1st down or a penalty as they had on the opening drive, it opens up a number of things.
Watch the block by number 9, Stephen Muck, and number 62 right here around the edge. Good movement. That's what you want out of your offensive line. When you're sitting here 2nd and 5, you know you're going to be pretty happy if you're FRA.
The opening drive here, FRA comes in at 2-3, 2-0 in league play, having beaten up on Nashville Christian and Lighthouse Christian. DCA 3-2, 1-1 in league play, having lost to Ezel Harding a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
your man Stephen Muck. quick start there, but as we mentioned, DCA lost to Ezel Harding 2 weeks ago, 42-10. They had an open week last week to prepare for this
on the
football
offense.
game.
Repeat second. But that can work both good and bad. I mean, you want it to work. You want to give you guys more preparation, but it can also make you just a little bit rusty because you get in a groove week to week.
Penalty will move it back. It's 2nd and 9 now for the FRA Panthers. Opening drive here on the Chevrolet High School football game of the week. Kenny Lyons back to throw. This time comes underneath, completes to his man, Brett Warren, and after sending Warren deep twice, that time the defensive back automatically thinking, Pat, he's going deep again.
Yeah, I mean, right here, nice little stack route by Warren. Watch him, he sits down, plants, nice catch, looks the ball in, tucks it away. Nice throw by Lyons, too.
Tate Watkins on the tackle for the DCA Wildcats. Brings up 3rd and a long 3 for George Weiker's football team in this Region 5 1A battle. Both these teams chasing the likes of Scott Smith's Ezel Harding squad. Kenny Lyons under center.
Little bunch formation. Try to get him with a hard count.
Gives it to Turner around the left side. He's got absolutely nowhere to go.
Good job.
Pat, as you look at that, you had Jess Core and Stephen Muck outside, but both missed their blocks, and that left the ball carrier wide open.
Great job by Corey Willis, the cornerback coming up, forcing the play inside. Nice tackle by number 16, it looks like. And that's Tate Watkins.
4th down and now a punting situation for FRA. Anxious to see what George Weiker decides. He sends his punter back, Jason Clark. He stands back near the DCA 40-yard line. No one deep for DCA as they're expecting some trickery. Clark does, in fact, punt it away, but he shanks it off the side of his foot. This goes over the FRA bench, out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. They'll bring it all the way up.
To the 40.
They're going to bring it all the way up to the 39-yard line.
For a net 9-yard.
Not good at all, and that's where DCA and Mr. Calavetti will take over.
Now, DCA, I was talking to Coach Goodwin before the game. Calavetti's had a few hand problems here and there. Don't be surprised if you see him move to another position a little bit. And they got a couple pretty good quarterbacks, Jason Herndon and Jim Fenwick behind them.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, DCA's opening drive on the Chevrolet High School football game of the week.
What is our mission here?
I have to go to the bathroom.
What are we trying to do?
Grab the microphone.
Whether it's football,
Go Irish.
basketball,
I'm a Vanderbilt fan.
or whatever,
I'm a George Plaster fan.
he's a loser.
My God, this guy is just incredible.
Joe, the caller's right.
Well, what would you expect, Plaz?
Tennessee's defense is a bunch of wussies.
Where's the orange juice?
Shut up, Joe. What's that got to do with it?
When it's over with, we're going to party like rock stars.
This is not one of those cases.
Why? Sports Night on WTN. We're Nashville's sports talk.
Many talented, hardworking people do not read well. I know my grandfather, who founded our company, could scarcely read or write. In his day, there was no place to go for help, but today there is. Maybe you need help with your reading. If so, there are programs available to help you free and confidential. If you would like help or would like to help someone learn to read or speak English, please contact the local provider on your screen.
And welcome back to Franklin Road Academy. Blake Fulton, Pat Sperduto here with you as you see the Panthers cheerleaders. DCA set to take over their opening drive at their own 39-yard line. 7:51 to play in the opening quarter. A scoreless game here. And Mario Calavetti, 6 foot, 190-pound senior, in the shotgun formation with 3 receivers. Calavetti gives on the draw, and he's given it to his horse, Chris Woodson. Woodson's outside, 50, and he's going to be brought down at the 44-yard line. Nice move, spread everybody out, make a run. Let's take a look at the Taco Bell starting lineup after this replay.
Watch Wooden. I mean, right here. Look at speed, power, cut here, cut back here, turns it upfield, shifts the ball to his outside arm. Good football, and just a sophomore.
Averaging, as we mentioned in the open, Pat, over 25 carries per ball game. They go back to the 3-receiver shotgun formation. Calavetti with Wooden next to him. Calavetti will keep it on the quarterback keeper. He'll bounce it outside. He'll dive down across the 40 to the 38-yard line. And now let's take a look at the Taco Bell starting lineup. Thompson, Bushenda, Holland, Humphreys, and Menchaca up front for the DCA offense. Meacham, Wooden, Hall, Willis, and Sewell, the tight end. And as we mentioned, the quarterback, only 5 of 18, 115 yards and an interception this year. But as you saw in the previous play, will keep the football, will run a number of times in this spread offense, a lot like Middle Tennessee in the fact that they spread it to run the football.
Right.
Shotgun formation on 2nd and 4. DCA in the opening drive. Calavetti waits, shovel pass, incomplete pass. A play that fans everywhere always look for a fumble call.
It's not a fumble. It's a forward pass, therefore it's incomplete.
Take a look at the Taco Bell FRA defense. Zoretic, Muck, Lehman, Joe Ennis, and Christian Howell. The defensive line, Smith, Scruggs, and Blake Turner, the linebacker, and Souter, Warren, and Core in the defensive backfield. And as we talk about every time we do a 1A game, really 1A, 2A, or 3A game, a lot of these kids go both ways because they've only got 25, 30, 40 kids on these football teams. Shotgun formation on 3rd down. Fake to give up the middle. Calavetti keeps it. He's got it up for a 1st down. Quick feet, and he's inside the FRA 30-yard line.
I'll tell you right now, DCA has shown a bunch of speed here between Calavetti and Wooden. I mean, these two guys, nice little ball fake, pulls it back out, hits the hole. Nice play action, real good look. Calavetti's a tough little kid, too.
Come at the ball right here, okay? All right.
See towards Weicker. None too happy how this opening drive has gone. Their opening drive moved the football pretty successfully, and then a bad punt has given DCA good field position. They've done nothing but run the football straight ahead. 3 receivers on 1st down inside the 30-yard line. Low snap, Calavetti picks it up. Will go up the middle, pick up another 9 yards on 1st down. And Pat, they're just doing things that you don't know which way they're going to go. Give it to Wooden to the right or to the left, or are they going to fake that? Giving Calavetti with
doing a good job of getting off the football too. I mean, they're getting into FRA's front 5 very quickly, and that always helps.
And you have kids like Ryan Humphreys at 6'3", 270.
Yeah, size.
Menchaca, 6'2", 250.
They're not lacking size. For a 1A school, they have good size.
Mark Thompson, 6'5", 250. Only a sophomore. We'll talk more about number 72 on the left side of that line. 3 receivers on 2nd and short for Mario Calavetti. Calavetti will look to throw. He'll go to the end zone. He'll throw up to his man. Touchdown.
What a block.
Justin Hall open in the back of the end zone.
What a pickup by Chris Wooden. This is more impressive than his runs. Great throw, great catch, but watch the pickup by Chris Wooden. The fullback right here cuts across the front of his quarterback and picks up that blitzer. Great job right there. Great throw, great catch. Impressive first drive. DCA showing speed, showing their size, and doing a great job of just working their way down the field into the end zone.
Wide open in the end zone was Justin Hall, the sophomore. Now some confusion on the extra point attempt. Matt Lanham on to attempt. Great view there. That ball right there is good. That will go all the way down the hill, and it will give DCA a 7-0 lead with 5:32 to play. We'll be back with more on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
When did the word compromise become a positive? And when did we all start feeling good about settling? It's time to expect more, to live big. It's time for the new Big Bell Value Menu from Taco Bell. 6 big new tastes that are all about more. No settling, just living big. Are you ready to live big?
I'm ready, speaker guy.
Well, it was a rhetorical question, but I appreciate the enthusiasm. Bong!
When it comes to the best in sports supplies, baseball and softball equipment, basketball and football equipment, and school supplies for the individual and the team, see the team at Nashville Sporting Goods. In business for 55 years, Nashville Sporting Goods carries competition-level equipment for individuals, teams, and schools. Plus, Nashville Sporting Goods has competitive prices and the experience to get you outfitted right. Nashville Sporting Goods, 169 8th Avenue North. Call us at 259-4241.
And don't forget, as you watch DCA and FRA battle tonight, if you'd like to see a replay of this football game, it will re-air on TV 75 Tuesday, October the 8th at 7 o'clock Central Time. That's TV 75 on Comcast here in Middle Tennessee. Obviously, if you're watching tonight's game, you have Comcast, so you don't need to call 244-5900.
Nice grab by Justin Hall. You see him there on the sideline.
Lanham sets to kick. Another deep kick. This will go into the end zone, and that's why the referees wave their hands and say, you, my friend, will start at the 20-yard line. That scoring drive, 7 plays, 61 yards, 2 minutes, 19 seconds, 6 runs by either Wooden or Calavetti, and 1 pass, 21 yards into the hands of Mr. Hall.
We've seen 4 passes in the first 7 minutes of this game, which has absolutely shocked me.
2 for 2, though.
True.
1 for 1 as far as Calavetti's concerned, and now FRA will take over at their own 20-yard line, trailing 7-0. We'll talk later, Pat, how important this game is for these two teams as you have the Ezel Hardings and the Christ Prez and the Joe Burns trying to chase. Only 4 teams in this region make it to the playoffs. High formation. Lions gives the second man through, and absolutely nowhere to go for Blake Turner. Pickup of maybe a yard. Pat, as we talk about this, as you look at this region, only 4 teams make it. Head-to-head rivalries, it's almost like the SEC. Florida beats Tennessee,
right.
More than likely Florida's going to win it. Here, the winner of this game over the last couple of years has been that 3rd or 4th place team to make the playoffs.
Well, I mean, this is critical for both these teams. I mean, for FRA, it's for them to get back in the hunt. For DCA, it's to keep pace.
Second and we'll call it 8.5. Under 5 minutes to play opening quarter. Kenny Lyons under center. Core the lone back. He'll get the carry. Cross the 25-yard line, almost to the 26-yard line. A pickup of 4.5. And
Nice
bring
little
up
cut right there by Jess Core. Does a good job of stepping, cutting back to his left. Finds the hole. You know, Coach Weichert said, smart kid. Real intelligent young man.
One of their hardest workers on this football team every day in practice, and they're going to need him tonight if they're going to take care of the DCA Wildcats. 3 wide receivers. Kenny Lyons under center. Jess Core is lone back. They send Muck in motion to the wide side. DCA showing blitz.
I think Lyons just audibled out.
Now there's a
that's
fumble.
what happens.
Football is on the ground. We'll have to wait and see, and it's Wildcat football. Pat, you said it. Audible, confusion. The lineman may have gotten it, but his back just scored it.
And I talked to the defensive coordinator before the game, and they bring it all the time. It's a very aggressive defense, and right there you see the double gut blitz by the 2 linebackers right in the A-gaps, and big plays.
Matt Meacham with the recovery. He'll line up at tight end now, and DCA with an opportunity to take full advantage here in this opening quarter. First down at the FRA 21-yard line. Calvetti goes in motion. They lined him up at receiver. They give it to him on the speed sweep. He's got nowhere to go, picks up maybe a yard. But that time, Pat, they lined up Jason Herndon at the quarterback position, and they'll leave him in there at quarterback and kind of mix things up, let Calavetti get the ball in other ways.
I said earlier they were a little bit worried about Calvetti's hand, and they don't be surprised if you see him a little bit at receiver and you see Jason Herndon or even Jim Fenwick, who played a little bit last year too.
Herndon, 6'3", 185-pound junior, remains the quarterback. They line Mario Calvetti lined up in the slot. He'll now come in motion. They'll fake the give it to Wooden up the middle to the 15-yard line. Pick up a 4, and it'll bring up 3rd and short.
I really like this DCA team. I was talking to you during the break. I can't believe that Ezel took it to them by 42-10, and I know you said it was 10-7 at the half.
It was 10-7 early in that football game, and there were a lot of people, and I remember Jeff Lockridge of the Tennessean picking DCA to upset Ezel in that football game. But Scott Smith's team, and we've seen them, Pat, they're as good as it gets on this level.
But see, the good thing that you're looking at right here is a young DCA team that'll only get better as the weeks go.
You give it to Wooden up the middle. He's going to be very close to the first down, and if he doesn't have it, Pat, I'm thinking that this is a situation Dennis Goodwin says, hey, we've got the big boys. We'll go ahead and go for it.
I mean, they're very impressive. Up front, like you said, they have some great size. They're getting off the football quick. They got a couple good backs. They got a good football player, all-around athlete in Calvetti. I mean, this is a well-rounded football team that's going to be a lot better come week 8, 9, and 10. as opposed to week 5 and 6.
Both these football teams still have matchups with David Pack and Christ Presbyterian Academy as they take a look and see if he's got the first down. He's about half the football short, which will bring up 4th and half the football, which means in most indications they'll probably put Herndon back at quarterback, bring Calvetti in motion, either give it to him on the speed sweep or come with Chris Wooden up the middle, which they have the entire drive here, Pat. This time Wooden lines up at receiver. Calvetti will go back in as quarterback. Meacham will go back at fullback in front of Chris Wooden, the sophomore. 4th and inches from just outside the 10-yard line for the DCA Wildcats. They lead by a touchdown here in the opening quarter. High formation. Calvetti will keep it.
Smart.
He'll have it very, very easily. As you can see him there, Pat, the young quarterback sits there and he had to pick, where are my gaps? Where can I go? And he decides to go to the right.
Calvetti, I'll tell you right now, you could tell he's, like you said earlier, the emotional leader of this football team. Hey, you rumble behind those big linemen, good things are going to happen.
Dennis Goodwin will now put Jason Herndon back at quarterback. Wooden, the sophomore, remains the lone back. Calvetti in the slot. Now in motion. They give to him on the speed sweep. Tries to get outside.
Nice play.
Not much running room, and the FRA defense was prepared. They'll credit that tackle to Jason Clark. Also got some help from John Sauter.
John Sauter does a great job of containing. The cornerback comes upfield, turns it back inside where all the help is. And there you see number 81, that's Julian Scruggs right there in on the tackle too.
It seems, Pat, that every time Calvetti's not a quarterback, they're bringing him into motion, either giving it to him or giving it to the back up the middle. They've had more success giving it to Wooden up the middle.
You're going to see eventually Calvetti come in motion, take a handoff or a pitch, and end up throwing it.
2nd and goal from the 12. Calvetti in motion to the wide side right. Now they'll look to throw. Calvetti on the slant, crossed the end zone, had a step, but an incomplete pass from the hands of Jason Herndon.
And Jess Core said, hey, enough of this guy. I'm going to lay some wood to him too. So we'll take a look right here. You see Herndon drops back, plants, throws. And Jess Core says, give me some.
Good help by Blake Turner, the linebacker, to drop a little bit, not make that slant as open as it maybe appeared.
Makes it a little bit tougher.
3rd and goal now, Pat, from outside the 10-yard line. And this drive that started just outside the 20-yard line is not flowed as easy as DCA's opening drive. They'll go 2 receivers to the wide side right for Jason Herndon and the DCA Wildcats. He'll throw. Now he'll run
nice.
Delay. Wooden will get inside the 10, but he only gets to the 6, Pat. I like the play call, but still, you're at 4th and goal from the 6, and it appears that DCA will kick a field goal.
Yeah, they were content. They said, hey, we'll take a shot on a little bit of a draw, nice-looking draw. You see Big Thompson leading the way through the hole, and our man Wooden just turning it upfield, getting what he can.
Brett Warren on the tackle, and now Matt Lanham will come on to attempt the field goal.
Tough angle. I mean, the closer you get here, the tougher it is in high school because the hashes are so wide.
They'll put the ball down at the 13, make it a 23-yard field goal attempt as we near the 1-minute mark of the opening quarter. This to give the Wildcats a 2-score lead here in this Region 5 1A battle. Hold is down, the kick is up. They say it's good, we say it's good. Matt Lanham, good from 23 yards, and Pat, 10-0, exactly how the visitors wanted this one to go.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, this is what, if you're DCA, one of the DCA coaches, you got to be pretty happy. Your offense, settled down, had a great first drive. Your defense got enough pressure on FRA's young guys to get the ball. They ended up turning it over. They get a hold of it. Short field, work their way down. You'd rather have the touchdown, but you'll take the field goal and take the points.
How important is it now as DCA set to kick off if you're FRA and you're George Weicker?
You have to respond.
We've got to get things going here. We've got to get something on the board.
It's a snowball effect right now, and the game ebbs and flows like we've said all along, and you hope that right now, if you're FRA, you get something going right here. You have to have some substantial drive. You don't necessarily have to get points, but you have to get a drive and work your way down the other side of the field.
Sauter and Turner back deep, standing at their own 4-yard line. Lannon set to kick off. 7 plays, 15 yards, 3 minutes, 7 seconds. 23-yard field goal, good from Mr. Lannon. DCA set to kick off to FRA. 1 minute, 1 second to play here in the opening quarter of the Chevrolet High School football game of the week here on Comcast Sports Southeast. Another good kick. This will go into the end zone. Be brought out to the 20. He's got a good leg. Yeah. Getting some help from a little breeze up.
He had a tough angle on that field goal right there. You know, the closer you get, the smaller the goal posts get. Believe it or not, because you're at that angle.
These two coaches, of course, know each other very, very well. Have been around for a long, long time, and our Samantha Owens will have an update on that in just a little bit. A lot of years between these two. I formation behind Kenny Lyons. 1st and 10 for the Panthers of FRA at their own 20-yard line. Motion man is Muck. Give to Core around the left side. Has one man to beat, and he does not beat him. Gets across the 20 to the 23-yard line. And it's interesting, Pat, as you watch this, Muck comes in motion. Major changes on that DCA defense on the strong side, weak side.
Well, DCA's defense is so aggressive. They're blitzing gaps. They're trying to match up to the gaps of the front. Well, what FRA has done is they come out and they'll set a formation, then they'll change it by resetting the formation and then put somebody in motion, so it changes the formation a third time. So you're not really giving the defense a chance to set their defense.
Jess Core, the lone back behind Kenny Lyons, the senior, on 2nd and 6. They bring Turner in motion. Lyons will throw. Another stack route. He's got his man complete. A Cricket first down into the hands of Brett Warren, and they've gone back to the one pass play that's been successful for him here in the first quarter.
Brett Warren's done a good job. Same route he ran earlier. Nice little stop, stack, hitch, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same.
What do you want to call it?
You can call it a hitch.
Okay. You used to run those in the arena football.
Right, we called it a stack.
That right there, heck, a 10-yard gain in arena football. It's you're in the
red zone.
Red zone. First down. A Cricket first down for the Franklin Road Academy Panthers.
Big. That's really, if you're George Weichert, you really needed that one right there.
Jess Core, the lone back. Jason Clark wide to the right.
Back to the air, huh?
Back to the air. Lyons steps up. He's going to go deep. Throws it up for grabs. Incomplete. Intended for Jason Clark, but had a couple of receivers, including Muck, in the same position. Interesting to go back to the air, but Pat, as we look, and you see the flags here at FRA, they are blowing a little bit in that direction, so maybe he's thinking, hey, well, I've got some wind. Let's throw it up.
Right there with a little play action, they figured everybody thought Jess Core was going to get the football again. That could have been a hold right there down the field, but really, if you look at it, I think Kenny Lyons has done a better job with the stack route, with the slant route, the jailbreak screen. I mean, working down the field is real tough right now.
Turner and Core the backs, Muck
Reset
in motion.
Formation.
Lions will now call audible.
Uh-oh.
Last time they did it, he fumbled the football. This time they get it off. Little hole there. Not the greatest decisions from Blake Turner, but a nice audible there to make a move. That's the end of the first quarter. DCA on top 10-0 in the Chevrolet High School football game of the week.
The Southern Sports Report. It's the nightly newscast you've been waiting for.
This is the real deal.
30 minutes every night dedicated to scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown teams.
We told you this was going to be good.
Your teams, your town, your show. The Southern Sports Report, nightly at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
They're grilling again. We're going over.
They just had us over last week.
Oh, yeah. I can almost taste it.
But my hair.
Don't worry, honey. They love us. Hold it. We've hit the mother load. 12 ounces of delicious T-bone.
Shoney's is serving up family favorites at a price you'll love. Classics like our original half-a-pound and grilled chicken entrees or our 12-ounce T-bone steak. And try one of 3 tasty toppings for just 99 cents more. Shoney's, we can't wait to have you over.
Tune in to CSS every Monday for UT Monday. The best in UT football, all on CSS. From 6 to 11 p.m. every Monday, CSS presents The Phil Fulmer Show, UT Encore, and Vintage Orange. Brought to you locally by College Motors, Sports Seasons, and ITT Technical Institute.
And welcome back to Franklin Road Academy. 3rd and long, the opening play of the second quarter. A big one for George Weiker's football team. Football rests on their own 34-yard line, trailing by 10 points to Donaldson Christian Academy. Shotgun formation for Kenny Lyons. He's got 2 backs. Lyons will come back with the wide receiver screen. Nice move across the 40, almost to the 41-yard line, but he'll be a couple of yards short as they got the football in the hands of Brett Warren. And they'll be forced to punt again.
Right,
nice defense by DCA, not allowing the big play.
Right, now they'll get the win. But you see, again, it goes back to what I said earlier. Kenny Lyons does a better job with the slants, the stacks, the jailbreak screens. I mean, he's having a harder time throwing the ball down the field, but now he'll have the wind to his back, too. And that's probably one of the reasons why George Weiker decided to punt here.
Jason Clark's last punt, not a very successful one, net 9 yards. And DCA appears to be coming after this one. They've got one man back deep at Derek Dunlap. Clark gets this one off a good punt. Actually, Justin Hall back deep takes it at his own 15-yard line. Tries to get outside, gets a block. He's got a wall set up.
This
30,
is gone.
35, 40, 45, 50, and he's knocked out of bounds.
You never let the kicker tackle you.
In high school football, though, Pat, sometimes the kicker's also the linebacker. Looked a lot like the Oakland Raiders a week ago against the Tennessee Titans, only he didn't get to the end zone. And Pat, you see here, he has a great wall set up on the wide side.
Right here, you take a look. Number 33, 23. He's got the whole sideline, and he's working it all the way up the field. Kicker number 20, Jason Clark saves him.
And Pat, if you take that one and figure that one out with the return, and that's 6 yards on the punt, not necessarily.
So he's average net 7 yards.
Not necessarily good. Wooden with a nice move, tripped up after a pickup of 4 yards. A tackle there made by Julian Scruggs. Our Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl scholar athlete Tate Watkins. 4.28 GPA, the senior wide receiver. We've talked about him a handful of times here tonight already. He is on the board. And Jason Clark, the punter, defensive back, a 3.8 GPA here at Franklin Road Academy. They will be involved in our Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl.
I have a serious question. How do you get a 4.8 GPA?
On a 5.0 scale, Pat.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have a 4.8 combined in 2 years. Wooden the carry, this time Clark, the nice tackle.
4.8. I thought it was 4.0 was the most you could get.
And we appreciate all the folks at the Gaylord Hotels Music City Bowl. All these kids throughout our year, Pat, get to come to our coaches' dinner, get to be around the 2 coaches, one from the SEC, one from the Big Ten, and who knows what else they might get.
So maybe then I was smarter than I thought, because I had like a 2.5. It might have been on a 2.6 scale.
Keep telling yourself that. When Rosie gets to school and she comes home with that excuse, I'll remind you.
That one ain't going to happen.
3rd and long here for DCA. They've got the football at the FRA 43-yard lines. Calvetti.
Nope.
Not on the football field. Fake the give. And now Herndon will come on.
Oh,
we may have
goodness.
the biggest hit of the football season.
Oh, my goodness.
Pat, I'm going to sit back and let you describe this one, because Drew Smith just got himself on SportsCenter.
Drew Smith gives himself a collect call from China. Wow. Oh, Lord.
Tiger Hoskins.
Tiger Hoskins, I don't know where he thinks he is right now. Oh, right under the chin. That is sweet.
Pat, you want to hear it? How about this?
Yes. You gotta love that. You absolutely have to love that.
Slaughter and Core back deep for FRA, standing at their own 10-yard line. Punt will be a short one. Will bounce at the 20-yard line and come all the way back to the 24-yard line. The FRA defense holds.
Straight wood.
Biggest hit we've seen, and we saw a big one in Hendersonville, Dixon County a couple of weeks ago. But that one right there, Pat, with the sound from our great camera and audio crew here at CSS. Now it's time for the FRA offense to get something going. 9:16 to play here in the second quarter. We'll take a break. Come back with FRA's drive after this.
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR on every 2003 Chevy truck. Or choose $1,000 cash back on Avalanche, Trailblazer, Suburban, and Tahoe. Either way, that's one solid deal on every 2003 Chevy truck. New 2003 Chevys, 0% APR at your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer.
With Comcast high-speed internet, you never have to wait to watch video online.
See that? It's T-Rex. Look at the teeth on that thing. What does it eat? Little boys, mostly.
A connection so fast, it's scary. Comcast high-speed internet.
Get your first 4 months of Comcast high-speed internet for only $19.95 per month. Call 1-800-COMCAST.
And welcome to Franklin Road Academy. Great facilities here at FRA. Nashville, Tennessee. Right down the hall. You can see, we can see, you can't see on TV, Pat, but probably 300 yards. We did a game down there, the Overton Bobcats.
That's right.
We'll see Terry Anderson's team in a couple weeks as they go over and take on Hillsborough. 1st and 10 for the FRA Panthers. Need to get something going offensively. They give it to their man, Core. Gets out to about the 23-yard line, but a nice tackle by a host of Wildcats, including Wes Pomeroy.
He gets a nice little pop hit. I'll tell you right now, physicality, if there's such a word.
There is now. We didn't go to Vanderbilt. We've never.
They're physicalizing this game.
Yes, they are.
I'll tell you, really, these guys are starting to hit now. Drew Smith gets his lick. Pomeroy gets his lick. We're having some fun.
Kenny Lyons under center, 2 receivers. Core the lone back. Lyons will throw, trying to go deep, and he throws it up for grabs. He's got a man, incomplete.
Good job. That's really good coverage right there.
And there's your man. Our scholar athlete, Tate Watkins, is not going to fall for a
He's
fake
really, you know what?
with a 7.6 GPA.
As a DB, he's done a great job tonight. He's done a good job of supporting the run, and now right here in man coverage, looks back to the quarterback and almost gets a pick.
Stride for stride, Brett Warren, the
and
lone
really,
receiver they've thrown the football
Warren
to.
becomes a defensive back in that instance and does a pretty good job of breaking that up because Watkins had the jump on him.
3rd and long for the Panthers, trying to get something going offensively. They'll go back to the shotgun formation, 2 backs. We'll try and set up the swing pass here. It's going to be incomplete.
Doesn't work.
Because there you saw the 2 25s meeting in the backfield. Chris Wooden in there on the defensive
I'll tell you
side.
right now what Donaldson Christian Academy is doing by putting so much pressure and bringing so many people. There's good and bad to that now, because if you keep coming and you keep coming, eventually FRA is going to gash them, and there's no one on that second level once you do.
Justin Hall back deep for the Wildcats. Had a big return last time. Already has a touchdown on a 22-yard catch from Mario Calvetti.
Jason Clark
set to punt to get that average above 7.5 yards after his first 2 punts. Sanders in motion now comes in. Good snap. Good kick. Best kick of the night. This one will drive Hall back to the 36-yard line. He'll call a fair catch there as he was falling out of bounds. And that's where DCA will take over. Samantha Owens is down on the sideline with an update on these 2 veteran coaches.
Guys, we usually pick a football player to highlight during this time of the game, but I wanted to mention tonight that between both teams tonight, we have more than 40 years experience with these coaches. Coach Dennis Goodwin and George Weicker both have 20 years experience each with each of these schools.
Thank you, Samantha, and you're exactly right. When you've been somewhere 20-plus years, you've been successful, not only as a football coach, but think of the kids that
as a leader.
These 2 guys
I mean,
have
they are leaders in their communities, obviously, and they're a credit to both these academies.
Calvetti in at wide receiver. And this one goes to Wood to the left side. He bounces it outside.
Boy, I like
he shows
this
a nice bounce out to the 42-yard line.
I like this kid. He's got a little bit of everything in him.
What's the thought process here, Pat? Obviously, if you're going to go in a game plan to give the football to Wooden, but Calvetti here at wide receiver, that opening drive was their best drive with him at quarterback.
Well, I mean, it's more, I think they're using his athletic ability. Wooden, Wooden's impressed me, and what you're going to have is another weapon by putting Calvetti out there. You don't really necessarily have to throw it that much, and they're probably trying to get Herndon some more experience being a junior. And like I said, they even got a third guy.
Herndon under center on 2nd and 3. Play fake. He'll look Calvetti's way on the post. Ball's up for grabs. And Herndon was absolutely buried by number 51, Chris Brown.
And number 86.
Drew Smith, Mr. Decleater himself.
Drew Smith gets a collect call, and now he gets a little bit of pressure. He's working his way.
Pat, they had Calvetti came on the post route one-on-one, and he had about 6 steps on his man.
And really, I mean, this is a big right here. You see Drew Smith gets him from the backside, and I mean, he's had a pretty good night.
3rd and 3 for the DCA offense. FRA's defense done a nice job on the last couple of drives. Would like nothing more than to get a stop here and get the football back. The Wildcats will call a timeout. Dennis Goodwin wants to talk about this 3rd down as he knows, hey, we need to go down and put up a touchdown.
They got the wind in their face, so I mean, this isn't as good a situation to throw the ball in, and don't be surprised if FRA brings the house. If I'm FRA right now, I'm going to bring a young guy, probably not as experienced as Calvetti. I'm bringing the house on him.
DCA next week, off again. They were off last week, off again next week. FRA travels down to take on McEwen. Both these teams, as we mentioned, take on CPA down the road. And when those 3 teams battle, those have been the 3 that usually make up the playoff run, along with Ezel Harding. And as you remember, Pat, Ezel Harding and CPA, the last 2 1A state champions in this state, have come from this region. Samantha Owens is down on the DCA sideline.
Guys, we have an immense ability down here for team spirit. We have an amazing hairdo down here that I need to talk about. We have a grandson on DCA that's quarterback. And tell me about your hair.
Well, this is a Don Green special, the DCA style.
And is this for support of your grandson?
Yeah, that's right. For my grandson. He wanted me to wear it tonight. It's been hot. I hadn't been wearing it this first night.
Well, good luck to number 7 in DCA tonight. Back to you guys in the booth.
Mario Calvetti must be very proud of his grandfather.
Don King.
And his hair. Chris Wooden gets the carry on 3rd down, enough for a Cricket first down around the right side. And they move the ball out to the 46.5-yard line with 7.5 minutes to play, leading by 10.
I really like this kid Wooden. I mean, he runs the ball hard. He's not afraid to cut back. I mean, he knows he's going to get his licks, and he's going to give his licks too.
Calvetti goes in at quarterback. 2 receivers, I formation. Fake to give up the middle. No, they do in fact give it to the fullback, Matt Meacham. Looked like they were thinking about going option to the wide side.
I think that's why Calvetti's back in there at quarterback. You're going to see a little more of this right here. You know, ride the fullback and pitch it out to the tailback, or ride the fullback and take it out to the edge yourself. Well, here comes Herndon. So Coach Goodwin's making me a liar right now again. I told you they weren't going to throw the ball. They started throwing the ball. I said they weren't going to. They were going to run the option. Now they're not going to run the option. Who knows?
He's game planning you.
He's killing me.
Herndon goes under center. Calvetti in at tailback. Wooden at fullback here. The 2 speedsters in the backfield on 2nd and long. Herndon will throw under some pressure.
Heat again.
Gets rid of it. He's got a man wide open into the hands of Justin Hall. He's brought down at the 36-yard line. But wow, they tried to set up the screen and it almost backfired.
Well, they brought the heat, and like I said, on the other side, if DCA keeps coming, eventually they're going to get gashed. Well, right here, FRA comes and they get gashed. Nice seam, nice catch by Hall, turns it upfield, wide open, tries to get a little bit of help from his friends.
Blake Turner on the pressure for the Panthers. DCA on the move, 6 minutes to play, opening half, 10-0 in this Region 5 1A battle here at Franklin Road Academy. A beautiful night for football here in Middle Tennessee. Herndon under center. Motion man is Garrett. Herndon will give to Calvetti. He's got some blockers in front, but the hole closes very, very quickly. And your man, Drew Smith, along with, of course, Blake Turner. It seems that those 2 are in on every tackle.
Yep. You're going to hear Jess Core, Blake Turner, Drew Smith. Those guys have been making most of the tackles. And right here, Calvetti getting his carries from the tailback position now and gets wrapped up for a short gain.
We've seen him carry it from the wide receiver. We've seen him thrown to as a wide receiver. We've seen him run quarterback. We've seen him block as a split back. He's done everything here. We're not even at halftime.
The fullback. I mean, he's getting some reps now.
Jason Herndon remains the quarterback. Calvetti will line up in the slot to the wide side. Wooden remains the tailback on 2nd and long. That's where they'll go left side. Wooden with big hole. 30, 25, and he tries to run over a man. He's inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. He introduced himself to Brett Warren.
Oh, yeah, he took it to him. I'm telling you right now, this kid is a good back. Take a look right here. Little cutback. Takes it up the field, plants, turns it up, and says, here you go.
When you see the defensive back's neck move like he's having whiplash,
that's got to hurt. And right there, he's not coming out either. I think Calvetti tried to get him out, and he said, get away from me. Give me the ball.
Herndon under center. 1st and 10. Football at the 16-yard line. Calvetti in motion. Herndon will give back to Wooden. Wooden tries to get outside, ducks his head again, takes another lick, but he's down to the 13-yard line.
This time Warren said, I'm not the nail. I'll be the hammer this time.
Pickup of 3 or 4 yards on 1st down, and DCA content here running the clock, run the football, pound it in, and go up 17, and they feel that they should be in the driver's seat as we near halftime.
Brett Warren played before. He was the nail this time. He tried to be the hammer, and I don't know. I don't think our man Chris Wooden was going to accept that. This kid, do you realize he's only a sophomore?
5'11", 185-pound sophomore.
He's going to be a good one.
Number 25, Chris Wooden, averaging over 25 yards or 25 carries per game. Gets his 8th here, and he's down inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line. A pickup of 5. It'll bring up 3rd and short, under 4 minutes to play. Clock continues to run, and the Donaldson Christian Academy Wildcats looking to improve to 4-2 and 2-1 in league play.
I'm giving Wooden a lot of credit, but I'm not going to take away any credit from those big guys up front. Thompson, Lucinda, Holland, Humphreys, and Machaka.
You may have lost a ton of weight, but you still are a big guy.
72, 58, 50, 64, and 52 have opened up holes so far all night. And
you used to look like an offensive guard. You now look like a defensive back. Wooden, who plays both, goes inside the 5, enough for a 1st down, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Wildcats.
And they're bringing in Jumbo. Here we go. Little added size coming in.
When you see Josh Swift at 6'2", 285 pounds, trotting onto the field, that's right. 68. That means we're going the big boys. And
Matt Meacham comes back in. They take out some of the little guys, take out Hall. I'm not making fun of Hall, even though he's, one of the smaller guys. But
he's only 5'11", 160.
That's right. Now all of a sudden you'll see Calvetti go back to quarterback, and away we go.
DCA will call a timeout. There's some confusion amongst who is going to play quarterback there. And Pat, 3:16 to play, 10-0.
Yeah, this drive here, unfortunately, might be a backbreaker for FRA. I mean, you don't want to play that far in the hole. I mean, it's very hard to dig your way out. 17 zip at the half. It'll be tough coming out the 2nd half. And like I said earlier, you just want to try to sustain something, and hopefully, George Weichert's group, when they get back on the field just before the half, they can get a field goal even. I mean, you go in with a little bit of morality.
This football team in FRA last week had Coach Satterfield and Trousdale County come in here, a team that a lot of people think has a chance to win a state title on the 3A level. And for all intents and purposes, without a couple of mental mistakes, FRA could have been leading that game 14-17-0 at the break. Instead, some mistakes. Trousdale County goes on to take care of business 20-7.
I mean, bottom line, could have, would have, should have. They didn't. And that's why they're 2-3 right now. And, I give them credit. They're a young team. They're a bunch of juniors now, but we'll see. There's going to be no finesse on this drive, I can tell you that right now.
Calvetti the carry. He's tripped up. Blake Turner trips him up at about the 2-yard line.
Right here, they got the big boys in front of them. They got Meacham in front of them, leading the way. And our man Chris Wooden is a fullback now. Put Calvetti in the backfield and shove it up in there. Let's go. Here we go again. Meacham, Calvetti as the tailback spot. Get ready. It's coming.
To give to Calvetti. He'll try and get in. He's very close. They're going to say he's down at about the 1-inch line. The clock continues to run. And this is a big play here.
Right behind the big boys again. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not taking anything away from FRA. And right there, you see a great hit by Blake Turner and Jess Core to stop it. Don't be surprised. Maybe a play action right here.
No way, Jose. This is going to Calvetti or Wooden straight up the middle. Herndon remains the quarterback. 3rd and goal from the inch line. Quarterback sneak.
Got it.
He's in. Touchdown.
See, you always, as a defensive guy there on the goal line, everybody likes to try to get up into the hole, Well, you teach your guys, especially those linebackers, 15 and 8, get back a little bit so your momentum is moving forward. Well, on a quarterback sneak, it's very hard to get enough momentum quick enough to get into that hole. Good job right there by the quarterback. Number 12, Jason Herndon, and it finds a hole.
At 6'3", he only needed a yard.
Lean forward.
Lean forward. Extra point attempt. Good snap. Good hold. Good kick. Yes, it is. 2:12 to play in the opening half. DCA 17. The home team FRA Panthers 0 on CSS.
Big news. Now get free long distance from cricket. Introducing Cricket Talk. It's cricket's famous unlimited local calling, along with these great calling features. All for just $39.99 a month. Plus 500 minutes of anytime U.S. long distance available each month free. Cricket, comfortable wireless. See store for details.
What is our mission here? I have to go to the bathroom. What are we trying to do?
Grab the microphone.
Whether it's football,
Go Irish.
basketball,
I'm a Vanderbilt fan.
or whatever.
I'm a George Plaster fan.
He's a loser.
My God, this guy is just incredible.
Joe, the caller's right.
Well, what would you expect, Plaz?
Tennessee's defense is a bunch of wussies.
Where's the orange juice?
Shut up, Joe. What's that got to do with it?
When it's over with, we're going to party like rock stars.
This is not one of those cases.
Why? Sports Night on WTN. We're Nashville Sports Talk.
And welcome back to Franklin Road Academy. 17-0 your score here. And Pat, 2:12 to go. An offense in FRA that likes to run the football. They've got to find some points in this final
right now,
plus
and
minutes.
you have the wind at your back. You got to throw it a little bit here, and you got to do something, because if you don't come away with some points here, the hunt may be over.
Blake Turner, Sauter standing deep inside their own 5. Haven't had much opportunity to return the football. There's good kicks.
This ball's going to hang up there a little bit. Watch this. Nope, he's going to knuckle it down the field.
Knuckle it down. Sauter lets it bounce and won't pick it up until it gets to the 6-yard line.
That's not good.
Makes a move, tries to bounce it outside.
That's not good.
Finally brought down by Mr. Ingram. 12 plays, 65 yards, 6 minutes and 7 seconds. Herndon takes the final plunge for DCA, who lead it by 17. And now DCA's defense, Pat, which has been so aggressive here in the opening half, do you try and tend to sit back and say, let's don't give up the big one, or do you stay aggressive?
Keep coming. Keep coming. You really you haven't pinned down so far. You might be able to get something out of this.
Kenny Lyons pitches it outside. This time it's Blake Turner. Has blockers in front, breaks a tackle, picks up 7 yards on first down.
Man, Calvetti. Calvetti flies up in there, throws his body around. He is definitely not a quarterback. He needs to, you know, that's a mentality that you got to love. Just throw your body around. Don't worry about it.
And you didn't get to see your man last week, Austin Everson at Brentwood.
I like him too.
Who's another one. And Brentwood, speaking of the Bruins, have a tough couple of weeks coming up, as do they've got the Franklin Rebels, maybe the surprise team in the state on any level as high school football. As Tim Johnson's team is 6-0. They're doing battle as we speak with the Cougars of Centennial. Lions to throw, comes underneath.
Oh,
nice catch. Jason Clark, enough for a first down across the 25 out to the 26-yard line.
I told you, I like Kenny Lyons throwing these types of passes. Little slants, hitches. I mean, he really does a good job when he can get 1, 2, 3, set his feet, and deliver. When he has to drop back to 5, DCA's pressure's just got him in a little bit of a funk, and he can't get the ball down the field.
1 minute, 10 seconds and counting to play. FRA doesn't appear to be in too much of a hurry here as the clock continues to run. I formation. They've got Sauter in the backfield now as the tailback. Now Core motions out. Clark in motion as well. They pitch it out to Sauter. He's going to roll into the right side, tries to get outside, gets across the 30-yard line. Clock will continue to run. Pickup of about 6 yards, and that's where a timeout will be called by the Panthers of Franklin Road Academy.
FRA kind of seems like they're playing mañana. You know,
for our non-Spanish speaking viewers.
That's tomorrow. I mean, they're just kind of cruising along, looking at his wristband, hanging out. Hey, you know, let's try to either get something or don't get something. Run the ball right up the gut and go in the house, or let's start chucking and ducking.
5 of 10, 42 yards. Pat, next week, my friend, we get to go to one of your favorite places. Last year, it was Tom Moore against Ricky Bowers. Ooh. This year, it's Carlton Flat against Jeff Rutledge. It's MBA and Brentwood Academy over at Montgomery Bell Academy. Should be fun. No, we are at Brentwood Academy. We were at MBA last year where the transformer went out.
And the fireworks, that 45-minute fireworks show.
Homecoming, of course, but we'll go over and be at Carlton Flat Field. They've got a tough one tonight as well on the road at Macaulay, so they've got an interesting battle as well. They've got one loss on their schedule.
Carlton Flat Field, named after the coach. What a deal.
You play in Pat Sperduto Arena.
Yeah, okay.
Motion man, Jason Clark, 3 receivers to the wide side.
Here comes the house.
For Kenny Lyons. Lyons gives it up the middle.
That's what I was saying earlier. This is what happens when you bring it. When you bring that many people, there's no one in the second level. Right now, I'd take a timeout. You don't.
You've only got one left.
Use it.
Clock stops to move the chains.
Let's go. You gotta spike it right now and stop the clock. You better do something.
Jess Core on the carry.
Clock
has not started.
Clock.
Now clock starts.
Clock.
Kenny Lyons under center, gets it off 3 seconds after. Comes on a stack. Out of the hands of Brett Warren. And only 3 seconds went off from when that ball was stopped. Warren makes that catch and gets out of bounds. They're down to the 45-yard line. Pat.
Yeah, but if I'm the coach, I'm going to tell my quarterback, spike it right here, stop the clock, come on over to the sideline, let's get a play. DCA, I really don't think they'll bring that many people at this point in time and watch them prove me wrong again and bring the house, but you know, I don't see them bringing it. Let's drop back just a little bit because I don't think he's going to throw it down the field. Look for a slant or something like that right here, a stack route.
3 receivers for Kenny Lyons.
Bringing it again.
31 seconds to play in the opening half. Play action. Pressure all over the place, and Lyons goes down. He was under pressure, and that pressure came from Brian Bucinda, 6'1", 222-pound senior. He was in the backfield in a real hurry.
See, and the sad thing is you sat there, you could have clocked that last play, had another shot at it right here. Bucinda they just brought the house. That's all they're doing.
And, Pat, I'm not sure now, and we can second guess here in the booth, but at 3rd and 23, you use your final timeout, it's going to force yourself to throw it up. And with a guy like Calvetti in the backfield, I don't want him running a return back of any sort.
No, you're probably not even going to throw it up. You're probably just run a dive right up the gut, and if DCA wants to call a timeout, that's fine. You'll punt it away. If not, let's go in.
21.1 to go.
Take it to the house. Let's lick our wounds.
DCA kicked off, which means FRA will get the football to start the 3rd quarter, and that's why we were thinking here with 2:12 to go, if they could have gone and gotten points and to get the ball to start the half, they could have been right where they wanted to be.
Absolutely. I mean, well, you know, you look at FRA, you got to give them credit. They're a young team, bunch of juniors running around out there. I mean, they'll be a good football team. There's a freebie. There's 5 yards.
Make it 3rd and 18 from the 40-yard line.
Still 3rd down.
Yeah.
21 seconds to play, 17-0 here in this Region 5 1A ball game. Kenny Lyons under center. He's got 3 receivers, including 2 way outside, that being Jason Clark and Brett Warren. Now they bring Turner in motion that way as well. 3 receivers to the wide side. They give up the middle. Flags down everywhere. Not a bad run again by Jess Core, but flags everywhere, and I think we're going to get a false start and a legal motion.
The match of our 2 players of the game, number 25, Jess Core, and number 25.
Okay. I think we'll get a legal motion on the Panthers.
Illegal shift. Here, White, you won't take them back, I assume.
A little bit of officiating, coaching. In other words, co-officiating.
No question. When you've been around the game a long, long time, you know what's happening here. See George Weicker talking with his quarterback.
Run the same thing and let's go to the house.
Clock will run. They won't even run a play, I don't think, Pat. 12, 11, 10 seconds. Will continue to run. Kenny Lyons going to hurry and try and get one off, but I don't think he's got it.
Well, he's got the wind at his back, but I'll tell you right now, I don't think I would run anything. That's
got it off, and we'll give it to Core to the wide side. Core will try and break a tackle, a nice hard run, and the Panthers go to the locker room trailing the Wildcats by 17, Pat. I think we both thought coming into this football game, FRA, DCA, two evenly matched teams, whichever one could run the football better probably win. DCA ran the football much better in that opening half.
No question, they ran it better. They right now they're doing a better job up front too.
Samantha Owens is down on the sideline with DCA head coach Dennis Goodwin.
Are you happy with your team's performance?
Well, we played well and we played hard. We got a turnover, so that made a big difference. We know Franklin Road's going to come back out and play hard the second half, so we got 24 minutes to go.
What are you going to tell them at halftime?
Just keep it up, let's limit our mistakes, and play hard the rest of the way.
Good luck in the second half. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Samantha. We'll take a break. When we come back, halftime entertainment here from Franklin Road Academy on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
It's football time again, and Comcast and CSS is proud to bring you another year of the Chevrolet High School Game of the Week. Join Blake Fulton and Pat Sperduto weekly as they bring you the best in high school football action. Tune in Friday, October 11th to see NBA take on Brentwood Academy live at 7:30 on CSS, Comcast Channel 27. The Chevrolet High School Game of the Week is brought to you in part by these great sponsors.
Introducing the Sub Killer, fresh, tasty grinders from Bellacino's.
Pizza, double word score. Grinder, triple word score. Nachos, a triple word score. And game, ha-ha.
Bellacino's, grinders, and pizza.
What do you get when Nashville Tech joins with the IBEW and the National Electrical Contractors Association? A winning team and much more through an unrivaled electrical apprenticeship program. While working for your associate's degree in electrical engineering, you also train with an area contractor. You actually earn while you learn. Upon completion, you will be a degreed certified journeyman, not just somebody's helper. So for a career with a real future, call us today for more information about this one-of-a-kind opportunity.
And welcome back to Franklin Road Academy. The Wildcats 17, the Panthers 0 here on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. And let's go down on the field where halftime activities are taking place, but Samantha Owens has a special guest.
Your athlete. And welcome to the Dollar General Principal's Minute at halftime. I'm joined by DCA Principal Ken Willie now, and thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
This is Ken's first year at DCA, but not your first year in the educational realm. You've been 31 years in public schools and decided to come back into it?
Well, not really come back into it. Really never got out of it. Retired and moved straight from retirement to what I'm doing now. So.
And I understand at DCA you have a very active senior service program. Can you tell us about that?
Be glad to. DCA, being a Christian school, there's some things that are unique and different from public education. One of those being that we try to emphasize the importance of community service and volunteerism, Christian worldview kinds of things, where we want students to not only understand but to get out and participate in the community. And we have students who their senior year go out to nursing homes and Tennessee School for the Blind and places where they can use someone all the time, and they work one period for 10 weeks and as a volunteer. And it's a great program, not only to help them understand the needs of the world that they live in, but to help them understand that giving back is important.
Sounds wonderful. And speaking on your seniors, I understand you have a college counselor that's on campus that works with them to get them ready to go off to school.
Well, we hope all the teachers get them ready, but what he does for them is Dr. Huth is our college counselor, and that is his specific job. Unlike counselors who deal with all different kinds of issues, his main focus is to help students not just get ready for college, but to find the finances it takes to be able to go this day and time. And we're a small school, about 80 to 85 students in a class, and last year's senior class, pretty typical, $2.8 million in financial scholarships and so forth, which is high. if you get right down to it. So excellent job and outstanding program.
And how does technology play into your school these days with maybe helping parents check up on their students?
Well, now students won't want to hear me say this, but the school has had, not just this year, but in the past, a program called K-12 Planet, and teachers put their grades on there, hopefully daily as they do them, but that doesn't always happen, but at least weekly. And a parent can go to that K-12 Planet site and find out what their student's done and where they are without having to depend on us to come to them. They can check on them if they're concerned about them or if they just want to keep up, you know. And so we have a lot of activity on that site, but it's a good one.
Soccer players.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Guys, it's Ken Willie. He's the principal of DCA, and we'll be right back after this with more of the Dollar General Principal's Minute.
The Southern Sports Report. It's the nightly newscast you've been waiting for.
This is the real deal.
30 minutes every night dedicated to scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown teams.
We told you this was going to be good.
Your teams, your town, your show. The Southern Sports Report, nightly at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
The upsets, the rivalries. There's no football like college football. And now you get more than 100 additional games this fall with the ESPN Game Plan College Football Package on Sports in Demand. The best games, the major conferences. It's maximum college football. Call now to order.
Nothing between him and the end zone. Touchdown, touchdown.
Get the best in college football at the touch of a button on Comcast Digital Cable.
They're grilling again. We're going over.
They just had us over last week.
Oh, yeah. I can almost taste it.
But my hair.
Don't worry, honey. They love us. Hold it. We've hit the mother load. 12 ounces of delicious T-bone.
Shoney's is serving up family favorites at a price you'll love. Classics like our original half-a-pound and grilled chicken entrees or our 12-ounce T-bone steak. And try one of 3 tasty toppings for just 99 cents more. Shoney's, we can't wait to have you over.
Players.
And welcome back to the halftime show for you, the Dollar General Principal's Minute. And I'm joined by Dr. Sissy Wade. She's the head of school for FRA. And you have a long history with FRA. You were there for how many years?
I was there for 13 years, many different positions, but really throughout the school, lower, middle, and upper schools at that time.
And you chose to leave?
Had an opportunity to be a head of school and went across the street for 7 years, and then I've come back. And
made it back home.
Absolutely, and it feels like home. We're glad to be back.
And speaking on this now, since you're so familiar with FRA, I understand they have a very unique mission. Can you comment on this?
We truly do. We are about 3 very important things with our students. First of all, an excellent college preparatory academic preparation. We want them to be well prepared for the rigors of college. But we also care about what goes on the inside. We want our children to be persons of integrity with Christian values. And finally, we value balance. We want them to find a balance for their lives and give them opportunities in the arts and in athletics and other activities to find that balance.
And how do you feel that FRA favors in this area with balancing their arts, their activities, their athletics, and so many things going on?
You know, it's really unique and fun to watch. Just tonight, you'll see a mid-state saxophonist who's also a basketball player, and you'll see a guitarist who's a wrestler, and a pole vaulter who's in the play. Our students go back and forth between the arts and athletics and activities quite a bit, and they honor each other in doing so. The other night for a soccer game, all the guys had a big bratwurst grill out before the game. So boys support girls, kids cross over, and I'll use a term one of the students said one time. They said, you know, Dr. Wade, it's just cool to be who you are here. And I thought, you know, that's a wonderful way to be.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And I understand you have a certain student that you would like to brag on a little bit tonight.
Well, we do. We have a student who has a perfect score, a 1600 on his SAT. Chris Estopanol is an incredible scholar. But I have to say a little bit more about Chris. He's also a star and actually a state cross-country runner, a soccer player, He is the president of our Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and he's a vocalist. He really typifies our mission statement, as do a lot of our students.
Very well-rounded.
Yeah, great guy, great guy.
And I wanted to ask you about character education.
Absolutely. At the heart and soul of what we want our students to become is persons of integrity. And you've got to weave that fabric of character throughout their years. As a K-12 school, we have a great opportunity to do that. So we have a framework. We teach them a vocabulary of integrity in the lower and middle schools, and then they have themes. Our 8th graders, for instance, just had a retreat in which they wrote their own mission statement and have a theme, leaders at the lockers. And then our upper school students are studying persons of character. And so through that and through a service learning projects and other ways of weaving that character, we want them to grow up to be wonderful young men and women. You know, last couple of Friday nights ago, we had an incident on the football field where a Nashville Christian young man went down, and we were having to bring the ambulance in. Luckily, he was just fine. But as I looked over in the midst of this heated football competition, I looked across the field and I saw our guys on bended knee in prayer, and I thought, you know, they get it. They understand what's important.
Sounds like you're doing a wonderful job there.
Well, it's a lot of fun. We have wonderful students and incredible families and an awesome faculty and staff that just love being with the kids. So it's a lot of fun.
Congratulations. Thank you for joining us tonight. And the Principal's Minute was made possible by Dollar General, investing in your future through the support of literacy and basic education initiatives. We'll be right back with more of your halftime show right after this.
At Bill Hurd Chevrolet, our goal is to make all of our customers happy.
Hi, I'm Randall Godfrey at Tennessee Titans. If you want a great deal on a new Chevy, go see Bill Hurd Chevrolet.
When I'm going back and forth to the Coliseum, I drive a Z71 Tahoe from Bill Hurd Chevrolet.
Stop in at Bill Hurd Chevrolet today and check out the largest Chevy inventory in Tennessee. Bill Hurd Chevrolet, I-24 exits 59 and 60. Give us a call at 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit BillHurdNashville.com.
Where would you be without the T? CoachT.com keeps you up to date on all the high school sports action in the state of Tennessee. Log on to find message boards, schedules, rankings, scoreboards, photo galleries, and more. CoachT.com, celebrating, promoting, and enjoying high school competition in Tennessee.
It's football time again, and Comcast and CSS is proud to bring you another year of the Chevrolet High School Game of the Week. Join Blake Fulton and Pat Sperduto weekly as they bring you the best in high school football action. Tune in Friday, October 11th to see NBA take on Brentwood Academy live at 7:30 on CSS, Comcast Channel 27. The Chevrolet High School Game of the Week is brought to you in part by these great sponsors.
And welcome back to Franklin Road Academy. Blake Fulton, Pat Sperduto here with you as our halftime entertainment continues. 17-0 the score. The Panthers trail. And let's start, Pat. We ask you every week, if you're FRA and you're George Weicker and you're sitting in front of your young football team, what are you telling them?
Well, you got to start with, hey, take it one play at a time. That half is gone. You got to come up with a couple plays, you know, right now to start up this third quarter. Maybe, you know, break out the playbook, come up with an onside kick, maybe a fake punt, who knows, but you got to do something to stir a little bit of a vibe within your guys.
On the other side, Dennis Goodwin's gotten everything he wanted to happen. 17-point lead. Their defense is going to start out in the third quarter. How important is it for them to get a stop and get the football back and continue?
They're running the ball very well. They're passing the ball very well. Defensively, they're bringing a lot of heat on a young quarterback. I mean, they're doing a good job of getting up there along the line of scrimmage to slow down Jess Core. It's really a pretty good all-around performance by DCA right now.
Pat, let's take a look at our first half highlights, and there were some great highlights. And as we take a look, Mario Calvetti finds his man Hall in the back of the end zone on the opening drive from 22 yards out to give DCA a touchdown lead following the extra point. Then they went to the ground. Mr. Wooden with the runs. He got his carries. Not 25 in the first half, but this one probably felt like number 25.
You gotta
a big hit.
I mean, he has brought it all night. He's done a good job of running. He's done a good job of blocking. He's really, I mean, he's a good football player, and he showed it thus far tonight.
Herndon with the quarterback keeper to get the 17-0 lead. Here's our halftime stats. Both teams with 6 first downs, but total yards the difference. 145 for DCA, only 86 for FRA. Time of possession also in favor of DCA. And Pat, as you look, penalties, only 4 penalties in that first half. A fairly clean played half.
The game's moved very smoothly. I mean, if you're DCA and Coach Goodwin, you're in there saying, you know, just keep this pace, keep up what you're doing. Good job up front by our big linemen and blowing people off the ball, and so far so good. Let's keep going. If you're George Weichert again on the other side, you really have to take it one play at a time. Come out this second half, make a couple big plays, and go from there.
How important is it as well, though, if you're George Weichert and you're dependent on the run, to not get away from your game plan first and second drives of that third quarter?
You're not down by 40 points. You're down by 17 points. That's 3 scores. You look at teams like Oklahoma and Nebraska back in their day. They come out the second half and they're not going to break from the bone, and that's what it comes down to.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the third quarter kickoff. It's FRA trailing DCA 17-0.
At Bill Hurd Chevrolet, our goal is to make all of our customers happy.
Hi, I'm Randall Godfrey of Tennessee Titans. If you want a great deal on a new Chevy, go see Bill Hurd Chevrolet.
When I'm going back and forth to the Coliseum, I drive a Z71 Tahoe from Bill Hurd Chevrolet.
Stop in at Bill Hurd Chevrolet today and check out the largest Chevy inventory in Tennessee. Bill Hurd Chevrolet, I-24 exits 59 and 60. Give us a call at 1-800-NEW-CHEVY or visit BillHurdNashville.com.
Where would you be without the T? CoachT.com keeps you up to date on all the high school sports action in the state of Tennessee. Log on to find message boards, schedules, rankings, scoreboards, photo galleries, and more. CoachT.com, celebrating, promoting, and enjoying high school competition in Tennessee.
It's football time again, and Comcast and CSS is proud to bring you another year of the Chevrolet High School Game of the Week. Join Blake Fulton and Pat Sperduto weekly as they bring you the best in high school football action. Tune in Friday, October 11th to see NBA take on Brentwood Academy live at 7:30 on CSS, Comcast Channel 27. The Chevrolet High School Game of the Week is brought to you in part by these great sponsors.
DCA leads 17-0. Samantha Owens is down on the sidelines with George Weichert.
And Coach, is DCA doing anything different than you guys expected tonight?
They're just pounding the ball on us right there. They've had good field position. We gave them that fumble down here. We just haven't played like we thought we were going to play. Played a good one last week. We didn't bring the emotion we had last week into this game yet.
And what'd you tell them at halftime?
Just basically get more physical. They're going to run it down the throat. Let's get physical and play with them.
Well, good luck in the second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Blake, Pat, back to you guys.
Pat, I've been around you long enough. When you've coached football teams, I've heard that speech from you at halftime and going to war and getting physical, and that just comes to a young man's pride and saying, hey, you got one guy. Do you want to beat him or do you want to get beat?
Well, right now that's what he's saying. He's saying, hey, look, we're taking the brunt of the licks, and we're not dishing it out. I mean, as a football player, you're right. You have too much pride. You want to be the one delivering the blows. You don't want to be the one accepting them.
Halftime continues here as we wrap this up. Mario Calvetti, 1 for 2, 21 yards, a touchdown. Also ran the football very well in that opening half. And in the third quarter, Pat, we're going to have a special guest here, David Pack, the head coach at CPA. Here scouting. They played last night, took care of Lighthouse Christian, but they're scouting tonight because they face both of these teams. And as you look at both these teams, this is where playoffs are going to come. Chris Wooden is a guy that not only is David Pack and the Lions of CPA going to have to stop, George Weichert is going to have to stop as well. 10 carries, 71 yards for the sophomore. Came in, as I mentioned, at getting over 25 carries a game, averaging over 100 yards a game, had 5 touchdowns. George Weichert told me this afternoon at 2 o'clock when we were on the field talking, he's going to get 20-plus carries.
Oh, yeah.
We've got to limit his numbers. He's averaging 7 yards a carry.
I was talking to their assistant coaches before the game, and FRA coaches said, hey, he's getting the football. Look for number 25, look for number 25, take a peek at number 7, but look for number 25. He's coming in the middle, he's coming outside, he's coming inside. He's going to do it all.
George Weicker, as you see there. We mentioned also the baseball coach here. They've got a nice donation. They're making some major renovations on the baseball field here, which is directly behind us. And they're going to have one of the state-of-the-art baseball fields when it comes to high school campuses in Middle Tennessee, and I know he's excited about that. So this football field, Pat, obviously there's some divots out there, but as much rain on the last couple of Friday nights that we've gotten here in Middle Tennessee, it has held up very well.
It's beautiful, really. I mean, you look at the location, it overlooks Brentwood, and you know, I mean, this is a great spot, and it's a great campus.
Plus, we're standing in Tom Woodard press box. That man standing next to you.
Tom and Ann Woodard donated the press box. Two of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And poor Ann, she's passed, and we think the world of her. And Tom's a lucky man, and we've told him that over and over again.
David Pack, CPA's head football coach, is going to join us here in the booth. And as we talk to him in just a moment here on our spare in just a moment, anxious to see what he thought in this first half. Pac-Man, how are you?
Great, Blake. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely wonderful. Obviously, you guys got a win last night. Took care of business. But tonight, as you look down the road, you still have to face both these teams. Probably, as you sat here in the stands, you're probably pretty impressed with what Dennis Goodwin's team has been able to do.
DCA's been very impressive. This is the first time I've seen them this year. They're stronger, more physical, and had a great game plan coming in here. And they've been able to control this thing both sides of the ball for the first 24 minutes.
We saw your football team earlier in the year. Obviously, got off to a tough start with a very difficult schedule. Now turning it around, and you've got your kids starting to believe that, hey, if we get a shot at some of those guys who got us earlier in the year in the playoffs, you're confident that you make a move to Murfreesboro.
Well, we think if we continue to progress the way we are, we'll have a chance. We played a strong Ezell team awfully close, and then went to what I think is the most talented Goodpasture team I've seen, and competed well there, but you know, just haven't been quite good enough to do it. Then it got a little less pressured physically for us, and we were able to kind of regroup and regather, and we've had good practices. Our spirits are up, and you know, we feel pretty good right now, but these two teams will be tough challenges for us.
You've been around this region, and in the last couple of years, a state champion has come out of this region. Of course, a couple of years ago, your team goes 15-0. Last year, Ezell Harding. Do you see this region as good as it has been the last couple of years, or do you think there's some other regions across the state in the 1A level that could put some teams up there?
Well, I think it's going to be a tough way to go for all of us. Collinwood's got an awfully good team. You know, for us personally, we'd have to go on the road to Ezell, to Collinwood, if we still have to punch our way in the playoffs. So to come out of our region to get in the playoffs, one of these three teams, us, FRA, and DCA, may very well not go. So once in, Collinwood awaits, possible rematch of Ezell, a USJ team who we have already lost to, and then I think the east side of the state with Cloudland, and a Boyd Buchanan team that is smart, and after last week's loss to Ezell Harding will be stronger down the line.
The one thing I want to say is what I told Blake about this DCA team, a young team. They're going to be better week 9 and 10, and I thought the same thing about your squad also.
Well, we came into this year with some seniors playing, but not many experienced seniors, and we have a chance to get better. I think probably we have a higher potential, higher ceiling to improve than we've had in the last 2 or 3 years.
Right. I thought your juniors performed very impressively when we saw you guys against Ezell.
Help me with something, Pac-Man, because referees in the high school always give me a hard time. FRA or DCA kicked off.
They give me a hard time too.
DCA kicked off to open the game, and now they received the ball in the third quarter?
Yeah.
Correct. I wrote down my mistakes wrong. I just wanted to make sure you were paying attention.
Hey, he's doing the two-step, Coach.
I know.
No question.
Hey, just like the players. Don't the players do that?
You got to be careful around
Blake.
That's
right.
You do. Pac-Man, hang with us, because I got a couple more things for you here as DCA takes over, up 17-0. Mario Calvetti back in the shotgun as he was in the opening series. The drive gets his first carry of the second half. No gain as you look at your football team, David, you made a change at quarterback from the time we saw your team play. Now you've gone to a kid that's throwing the football a little more, but also gives you still that running ability, and that running game is picked up after the loss of the youngster after week 1.
Well, we built our whole preseason around the running ability of Eric Holt. We lost him and had to become a more direct running football team, and we're throwing the ball more now with the quarterback change.
I think you had a great game plan against DCA, kept their offense off the field, and you know how powerful their offense is. And really, it turned out pretty good. This, I'll tell you right now, this kid right here, Wooden's a pretty good back. He's going to be.
Oh, he's a threat every time he catches the ball.
And amazing, only a sophomore. Tough. The one thing I noticed at this level, you look at these teams, it's pretty impressive.
Stephen Muck with the tackle, a loss of 5 on second down. It brings up 3rd and long, and George Weiker's team coming out with a little bit of that
Just
emotion
like
he talked about. David, you've been around the league for a while. These two guys are the deans of this league. These two guys have been around forever.
I'll respond to that after this play.
Mario Calvetti, shotgun 3 receivers, drops back to throw, sets up the screen. Wooden makes a nice catch, slips down at about the 18-yard line.
It's a great job by FRA's defense, too. If you look at what they've done, they've come out and they've delivered the blows, just like Coach Weichert said.
Yeah, both these guys are good football coaches, very, very good football coaches. And, you know, at halftime, you can't expect to play on this hill and FRA to lay down. They're going to come out of the half and fight to win this thing. There's too much at stake. This loss last year, combined with their loss to us 2 weeks later, eliminated them from the playoffs, and they won't forget that. This game's important to them, as it will be in 2 weeks.
Chris Wooden set to punt. We'll get it off, an end-over-end kick that will bounce down at the 40-yard line, take a DCA bounce out to the 48, good field position for FRA. Pac-Man, tell us, who do you have next Friday?
We will host Davidson Academy, then FRA comes to us, and then week 10 we'll go to DCA.
Doesn't get any easier, does it?
We got our work cut out.
Well, go watch this one. We'll talk to you later. Appreciate the time.
Thank you, gentlemen.
David Pack has a state championship, and I know not only his game next Friday, but he'll pay special attention to our game next Friday night as well, because David Pack has some ties to both MBA and Brentwood Academy, and that's the game we'll have next Friday night. Kenny Lyons, 5 for 11, 42 yards. Opening drive of the second half for the FRA Panthers, who defensively did their job. They'll give it up the middle. This time it won't go to Corbin. It'll go to Blake Turner. He'll fight his way all the way down and pick up 7 yards. And, Pat, first 2.5 minutes have done everything George Weichert said he wanted his team to do.
Right now they're using a little bit of quickness. You see here, number 65, pulling around. Turner following them. I think what they're trying to do is there's so much focus on Jess Core. Don't be surprised if Turner gets a few more carries right there. Good job right there by Whipperman again. David Whipperman on the same play he ran in front of Jess Core earlier in the game.
Averaging over 4.5 yards a carry. Hasn't gotten that much tonight. It's been mainly Jess Core. Flags come flying, and we'll have to see what they might have seen over there.
On the coach. This might be on the coach.
Legal substitution.
Got dead ball. Illegal substitution on the offense.
12 men in the huddle. That's what that is. You can't have 12 people in the huddle. They had 12 people in the huddle, and that's illegal.
You've never had to worry about that in arena football, have you?
Hey, we haven't even had to worry about 10 people in the huddle.
You going to get back on the sidelines?
Someday. Good. Good.
Second and long for the FRA Panthers, trailing by 17. Lions play fakes, now under some pressure. Rolls to his right, will throw it. Try, intercepted, and a nice interception there. Yes, in fact, it will be an interception. Drew Jackson, the sophomore, will come up with the pick. Ill-advised throw there by Kenny Lyons.
No doubt. Right here, he rolls to his right. Right here, you want to just make sure nothing bad happens, and sure enough, something bad happens right there. Turner can't make that play. Good job by the young sophomore.
The momentum the Panthers had building there.
Yep. I mean, that's a big mistake. That's the one thing you tell your quarterback, especially if he's a young guy. Hey, just don't give up the football.
DCA will take over. Calvetti remains at quarterback. Played it one series in the opening half, the opening drive that led to a touchdown. Threw that touchdown pass to Hall. Started this half at quarterback, and now we'll go there again. This time we'll give it to Wooden outside. Good block, but nowhere to go, and a nice job. You like the way Drew Smith has played. He had the big hit, but there, he doesn't get credit with a tackle, but a nice job forcing the flow back inside.
And what you do is you have contained, turn the play back in. I'll tell you right now, Matt Meacham's a pretty good fullback in front of our man Wooden here. He really does a good job of stepping up in there and leading the way for Wooden.
Calvetti remains a quarterback. Wooden the tailback. 2nd and 8. They give to the fullback, first man through. Absolutely nowhere to go for Tiger Hoskins. Hoskins, of course, on the end of that big Drew Smith hit earlier in the football game. But here you look at it, they've run 5 offensive plays in this half for a total of 1 yard.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, FRA hasn't come out, flat. They've come out very strong, and you just wish that, you didn't give up that ball right there. You sustained some sort of drive.
3rd and 8 from the 44. Calvetti under center, 2 receivers, I formation. FRA showing some blitz from all linebacker spots, and here they come. Calvetti under pressure, will roll and now throw it as far as he can. Up for grabs. Flag's going to come flying.
Nope.
No. Thought they might have been able to get Sauter on some defensive holding back there, but hey, both kids going for the football.
I like what the referees did right there. That is not a penalty on either one. They're fighting. That's a jump ball. They're pushing and shoving. That's legal as far as I'm concerned. They both have a right to that football. Right here, little push, little tug. You could have called it, but hey, once he sets himself, now they're both looking for the football. Nice play.
Justin Hall, the intended receiver, and again, another 3 and out for the FRA defense, and again, Chris Wooden will be set to punt on 4th and 8. Wooden with a high kick, nice by kick. Far his best of the night. Sauter calls for a fair catch at the 20. That's where he'll make it, and that's where the Panthers will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 20, trailing by 17. We'll take a break on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy Impala. Or get $1,500 cash back. Either way, that's one sweet deal on this stylish sedan. Get in for 0% or $1,500 cash back on the 2003 Impala. New 2003 Chevys. 0% APR at your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer.
Many talented, hard-working people do not read well. I know my grandfather, who founded our company, could scarcely read or write. In his day, there was no place to go for help, but today there is. Maybe you need help with your reading. If so, there are programs available to help you free and confidential. If you would like help or would like to help someone learn to read or speak English, please contact the local provider on your screen.
And welcome back to a packed house here at Franklin Road Academy. Blake Fulton, Pat Sperduto, Samantha Owens here with you on Comcast Sports Southeast, our Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week, as you see the FRA cheerleaders. And
I want to mention the band. I promised the principal here I would mention the band. A bunch of athletes play in the band, she told me, so I've mentioned it.
There you go. Kenny Lyons with the pitch. They're going to throw it. Little trickery. He's got him.
What'd I tell you? Oh, no!
My, Blake Turner off the pitch, through to his intended receiver, Brett Warren. Turner took an absolutely shot in the backfield, but he had his man wide open, Brett Warren. It could have been the big play.
Watch our man Chris Wooden here again. Look at this. Wham! Right in the gut. But yeah, I mean, that right now is what FRA needs. They need to come up with some big play, a trick play, a fake punt, and whatever they can come up with. They have to get something going on offense right now.
Brett Warren had a step. Football came in behind him a bit. 2 receivers to the wide side. Core remains the back behind. Kenny Lyons, the senior. DCA showing blitz. They'll fake the give, come on the inside, and got all kinds of running room for Blake Turner. Cross the 25, breaks the tackle 30, 35, 40-yard line. Nice play call there.
What did I tell you, though? What did I say earlier in the game? I said, if you blitz, if you come, and they get past that first tier, it's all over with. Take a look. Nice play fake, great block actually right there. And here goes our man Turner up the sideline. I mean, once you get past that first wave, it's all over with.
And Pat, you know, in any level of football, when you have misdirection and you have so much speed on a defense going after the ball carrier, those plays work, and it wouldn't surprise me to see them come back with a middle screen, reverse, those type plays as well. Lions will throw underneath, complete. He's got his man. Brett Warren picks up of a nice 6 yards. Warren runs those routes better as well. Lions throws those routes better.
You know what? I'm gonna work those until they come up and start pressing. I mean, you see, he's got real good mechanics too. Nice drop, plants his feet, delivers it well. Once he has to go to 5 steps, he starts to struggle. Plus, the blitz is coming, and most quarterbacks, as far as I know, don't like getting hit.
2nd and 3 from the 48 for Kenny Lyons and the Panthers of Franklin Road. They'll pitch to Core to the right side. Not much running room at all. He's going to be hammered by Mark Thompson for a loss of 1. It'll bring up 3rd and about 4 for the Panthers.
It's still a workable 3rd down right here. Good job by Thompson, the sophomore. I'll tell you up front, DCA is a big football team. They really are.
And I think that's where a lot of people thought they would give Ezel Harding trouble. The problem was Ezel, as you know, with so much speed, when they spread you out, it almost neutralizes those big front 4.
They have one of the best in Antoine Owens, I think, one of the best football players.
That's going to be offsides. I think they're going to get Stephen Muck, who appeared to be lined up about a yard further down than the rest of his teammates.
Well, changing positions sometimes can be a little bit
an encroachment
of trouble.
Offense,
but that's
still be 3rd down.
And Pat, as you look at it, that's the issue that you have. In your football team, the Titans has dealt with some of that 3rd and 3, manageable. You've got some things going offensively, and now you get a 5-yard penalty that just appears to be a mental mistake, and now you're looking at 3rd and 8, which gives the defense all the advantage.
Well, that's any team. I mean, you look at you don't want to be in 3rd. You want manageable 3rd downs, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Even 3rd and 4 isn't a bad situation because you can do multiple things. Here's jailbreak screen again, and now it's decision time for George Weichert. You have a 4th and about 2.5, 3 yards maybe. What are you going to do, Coach Weichert?
I think he's got to go for it.
Absolutely, I
think he will. Kenny Lyons with another completion.
Here comes our man Smith on offense now. Nice.
Drew Smith checks in for Brett Warren, and at 4th and 3 with your best receiver going out of the football game, it appears that they'll stack him and go with some sort of run.
Rack him and stack him.
Jason Clark, the lone receiver in the slot.
Unbalanced line.
Now he'll go in motion. Turner is a tailback. Here comes a flag.
Illegal formation.
And now you'll be forced to punt.
Go back 5. That false start on the offense. Still 4th down.
That's painful right there.
Offense gets going, but, you know, again, and Pat, with only 12-minute quarters and the way the clock seems to run in this high school level, the defense has done a nice job.
They really have. They've come out, they've stopped them. They just can't, I mean, they sustain a little bit of a drive and then shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, this is really, it's tough if you're FRA because really you came out and you did what Coach asked you to do. Nice kick.
Clark with a nice kick. Justin Hall takes it at the 16.
Back to the wall.
Tries to get the wall set up, cuts underneath inside the wall, and he's brought down at the 33-yard line. FRA with a nice job understanding where that wall was being set up. That's where DCA and the offense will take over. We'll take a break, come back with the final 4:42 of the 3rd. 17-0, the Wildcats lead the Panthers.
Big news. Now get free long distance from cricket. Introducing Cricket Talk. It's Cricket's famous unlimited local calling, along with these great calling features. All for just $39.99 a month. Plus 500 minutes of anytime U.S. long distance available each month free. Cricket, comfortable wireless. See store for details.
The Southern Sports Report.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's the nightly newscast you've been waiting for.
This is the real deal.
30 minutes every night dedicated to scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown teams.
We told you this was going to be good.
Your teams, your town, your show. The Southern Sports Report, nightly at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
As you see the big fella there.
The big fella. They got a few of them now. Don't kid yourself.
Don't forget this game will re-air on TV 75 Tuesday, October the 8th at 7 o'clock. Tuesday, October the 8th at 7 o'clock. DCA takes over. Calvetti keeps it. Slips down at the 29-yard line. Pickup of about a yard, but had a nice hole there. And it appears that he seems to be getting a little tired. His feet aren't moving the same as they did in that first half.
Well, I mean, he did so many things. He played receiver. He played running back. He played quarterback. I mean, he's been all over the field.
4:20 and counting. DCA leading 17-0. That was our halftime score.
Like I told you, I mean, the good thing about DCA, I mean, they have literally 3 quarterbacks. They have a senior in Calvetti, a junior in Herndon, and a sophomore in Fenwick. I mean, so.
Wooden with the carry on the delay. He's going to be very close to a first down, Pat. I think he has that first down by half a football.
I think this kid runs the ball real hard. Nice block right there by number 50, the center, Holland. And I'm telling you, he runs the ball hard.
He doesn't dodge hits either.
No, I think he likes them. I think he goes and hunts people down. I mean, I love backs like that go and want to be the hammer. I mean, most backs want to, they want to run away from everybody. This kid here, he'll turn into people.
Beautiful night here in Middle Tennessee. DCA leading 17-0, 3:40 to play in the third quarter. Calvetti under center, I formation with Wooden, the tailback. Fake to give to the fullback. Calvetti tries to get outside, and he's going to be run down. And had he not gotten down, he was going to get his head taken off by Stephen Muck.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, defensively, FRA is not playing bad. They're still running around. Now they're starting to deliver some of the blows. Right here, down the line comes Muck, but a great play again by number 86, and that's Smith.
Smith has done a nice job from his defensive end position, and now it's 2nd and 10. DCA content with letting the play clock run and letting this clock run.
Absolutely. If you're Coach Goodwin, you let it go down to the last second.
Now they're going to have to call a timeout. Confusion. They tried to put Herndon in, and Calvetti confused at what position he was supposed to run. And Coach Goodwin says, hey, let's just call timeout. We'll talk about it. We've got plenty of time. We're up 17. And now after George Weiker's defense, 2nd and long, do you blitz a little more here, try and take more chances? And
well, Calvetti really hasn't done a bad job of throwing the football, but he hasn't thrown the football very often. So, yeah, I'm probably going to bring pressure and try to make a big play. Maybe force a fumble or maybe get a sack and put him in a horrible third down situation right here.
Don't forget next week, MBA Brentwood Academy. If you're not from Middle Tennessee, our next 3 weeks are going to be 3 of the best games you'll see. MBA Brentwood Academy next week. Then we go to Murfreesboro. Riverdale and Oakland do battle. Then we head over off Hillsborough Road and see Terry Anderson take on Ron Adelot.
I want to see that game.
Overton against Hillsborough is going to be an absolute war. So we've got 3 good ones following tonight's matchup. Still a lot of time in this football game. Herndon under center. Calvetti in the slot to the left on 2nd and long for the DCA Wildcats. Calvetti in motion. Herndon will give to Wooden up the middle.
Nice
Nowhere
play.
to go.
Good
Breaks
job
a
by
couple
Turner.
of tackles, but still a nice job by Blake Turner.
Really, I mean, right now, like I said, FRA, they're doing a good job of controlling gaps and getting up into holds and making a good play right there by Blake Turner.
And as you look at this, there's 2 guys in the backfield as soon as he gets this football.
Right. The good job of penetrating, really, by FRA defense. Big number 75 right there. Taylor Lehman does a good job. And number 62, Joe Zoretic.
And now another 3rd and long situation for the DCA Wildcats. Come in tonight 3-2, 1-1 in Region 5, 1A, trying to move to 2-1 in league play. The Calvetti under center. Will fake to give. Play fake.
Nice play
now he's
fake.
going to roll out. He's got a man wide open down the sideline, and it is complete. Pat, there has not been a man that wide open in about 6 weeks of football, but Austin Garrett, this 5'10", 153-pound sophomore, was standing on the sidelines all by himself.
Calvetti really did a great job. Watch the play fake here. Sticks it in there, and Wooden's been running the ball so well. I'd buy the fake too. He pulls it back out, rolls to his left, and right there, wide open. No one.
John Sauter comes up to make the tackle as he followed his deep man down the sidelines here in a third down that really has to break the momentum of the FRA defense, who had done such a nice job here in this quarter. Now 2 minutes to play in the third, and the Wildcats on the move. They give to Wooden. Skips over a tackle in the backfield and dives down at about the 21-yard line.
Boy, you gotta love the way, you just like the motions that this kid. I mean, he runs hard. I mean, he gets the arms flailing, kind of like the old Barry Sanders type back. When you see him run, watch that opposite hand. He's looking to throw a straight arm or something.
And at 5'11", 185 pounds, only a sophomore. Only going to get better if he spends the time in the weight room and gets stronger. This is a kid that 2 years from now, when he's a senior, I don't think George Weicker or Scott Smith or David Pack are going to want to see him carrying the football.
No. Right now as a sophomore, they really don't want to see him.
Calvetti under center, 2nd and 5 for DCA. They pitch it out to Wooden again. He's got blockers in front. Cuts up underneath. He's going to be down inside the 15-yard line. Penalty flag down, and that's right in the area.
But again, you watch him run the ball. I mean, again, like I said, puts the ball on the outside arm, gets that other hand going, full speed, flipping around, looking to throw a straight arm. I think the holding's going to be on the perimeter guy, the receiver. Of course, they don't announce the number in high school, huh?
We do. We're not bashful. Only 10 carries in that first half, but he's got to be nearing 10 or 11 here in this quarter alone. Once you get the lead, give it to your horse. Let's hear the call.
Got holding on the white team. We're going to repeat 2nd down.
We're going to repeat 2nd down.
Move that all the way back to the 28-yard line.
Nice little rip in his jersey. You know, you got to love quarterbacks like that. You notice he's at quarterback. He doesn't wear the T-shirt. You can see his skin underneath that. You know, a little rip, doesn't bother him. Tough guy. You got to like it. I told you. Like our man Atchison from last year.
Calvetti rolls out, tries to dump it over the head of a linebacker to his intended receiver, Austin Garrett. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 11 from back at the 29-yard line. And you have to think, run and get to the 4th quarter and make some decisions.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wish we had my telestrator. Oh, that's right. We don't have a telestrator.
We'll get you one next year. We'll see if we can get that in the budget.
You see the rip, and you can see he doesn't wear a T-shirt. You got to love it. That's a tough guy. Hey, you know what? That might get him on our squad. You know our squad's coming.
The All-Sperduto squad.
Why do you call it that? Why can't we call it like the CSS bad guy team or the CSS? I don't know.
We'll work on that.
All right.
If you'd like to sponsor that team, call Comcast. Calvetti under center on 3rd long, play fake. Will look down the football field. Has running room, but he'll throw it instead. And in and out of the hands of Austin Garrett.
Austin Garrett, you made a nice big play. Calvetti with a nice play fake again.
Right in the hands. Calvetti had running room, but had a man open for enough for a first down.
See a little spin with the ball. You got to like that, too. I like this kid.
DCA now on 4th and 11 from the 28. Appears that they'll attempt a field goal. This will be a long field goal. Can't see the flag, the big flag here, but it appears the wind coming across a bit. Maybe into us a little bit high atop the hill here. This will be a 45-yard attempt by Matt Lano.
He's shown early that he kicked the ball real well. Let's see if
hold is down. The kick is up. It's got plenty of distance.
No, short.
It is short. The wind knocked that one down in a hurry, Pat. Out off the foot, it looked like he kicked that one to the school.
That really looked like one of my 9-iron shots.
Not because that spun backwards, and I don't think you're capable. Field goal, no good at 34.3 seconds to play in the third. You just don't want to get into the broadcast talking about your golf game, Pat. 17-0, and FRA's defense again, Pat, holds.
Yes, that's true. Unfortunately for FRA, right now their offense is playing like my golf game.
Inconsistent.
Right. I mean, they start to sustain a drive and then they struggle. So hopefully they can get something going here and make this a game.
3 receivers for Kenny Lyons. Play fake, gonna throw it. He's gonna throw it up to his ball. Perfect. Great play call. Jess Core had his linebacker beat. It came one of your favorite plays. Fake it to the back and let him just take off down the sideline and beat a linebacker. And Jess Core had his linebacker, Matt Meacham, beaten by a step or 2.
Well, you got to like the matchup there. You're talking about one of your better players against a big guy, you know, one of the honkers, really, because Jess Core's the fullback, likes to smash up. I mean, Meacham's a fullback, likes to smash up in there. Now Calvetti gets to play some defense. I'm sure he's going to like that. Him and Tate Watkins have done a good job in the secondary.
3 receivers again. Lyons throws underneath, incomplete. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 3rd and long. And now if you're George Weiche, you have to say, okay, our defense has done a nice job to hold their offense. I can't just go 3 plays in about 6 seconds and put them back out there.
Right. You don't want to do that. But right now your offense is your defense, so you don't have to worry about fatigue because both teams are going to be fatigued.
3rd and 10, a big play for the Panthers of Franklin Road Academy, trying to keep their record perfect in Region 5 1A and keep pace with Ezel Harding. Lyons under center. Will throw under pressure. Now tries to step up. He's got running room. He's got all kinds of room. 30, 35, 40. And he'll take a hit there by Calvetti. But not until he picks up 20 yards.
But see, earlier, an ill-advised pass. He dropped, he rolled away from the pressure, and he just threw it up there. This time, he drops, he rolls away from the pressure. Take a look here. He rolls to his right again. Nice job stepping in the hole. Put it away. Turn it upfield. Get what you can. Hey, but don't take those shots.
20-yard gain on what may have been the final play of the 3rd quarter as we're at 6 seconds. Calvetti in the defensive backfield. They're going to go right at the defensive back. No flag thrown as they tried to throw it up for grabs there on the final play.
They're going to stack and go this time.
Of the quarter. Into the quarter. When we come back, FRA will have it after we find out what this penalty flag, and it's going to be a hold against FRA. It'll be 2nd and long when we come back to start the 4th quarter. 17-0 DCA on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Service line 4, service 6 line 4. Tell me you didn't buy this.
What do you mean?
Come on, you wanted the red one. Remember, living big with power everything. Don't make the same mistake with lunch. Let me suggest the new Big Bell value menu from Taco Bell. 6 big new tastes, like the new hearty beef and potato burrito. No settling, just living big.
Is something wrong?
Not if we can get the red one. Live big with the new Big Bell value menu. Bong!
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy Impala. Or get $1,500 cash back. Either way, that's one sweet deal on this stylish sedan. Get in for 0% or $1,500 cash back on the 2003 Impala. New 2003 Chevys. 0% APR at your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer.
Look how great this roast came out.
Somebody scored.
Don't even think about it.
Hey, you guys got to see this. Oh, my God, what a goal. Come on, guys, we'll eat later. Shut up, Ricky!
Do you live hockey? Then you need NHL Center Ice on Sports in Demand. Catch up to 40 out-of-market regular season games a week on digital cable. Don't miss the free preview October 9th to the 15th.
Order it from Comcast Digital Cable.
We're learning rules every week here on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week. Pat, we were under the impression a half could not end on a penalty, but nonetheless they're going to run one untimed down here to end the 3rd quarter on 2nd and 20 following the hold. They'll throw it up to Blake Turner. Incomplete pass, and now, Pat, we will go to the 4th quarter. Have you ever seen that?
They're wrong. What they were doing,
Are you positive now? Because when we get invited to speak to the officials again, I'm not going to get abused like we did last year.
You know what? I'm going to tell them they're wrong. I'm going to ask them. I want to ask him because I think he's wrong.
Maybe our sideline reporter will investigate that during the break when we come back to 4th quarter after this.
Service line 4, service 6 line 4. Tell me you didn't buy this.
What do you mean?
Come on, you wanted the red one. Remember, living big with power everything. Don't make the same mistake with lunch. Let me suggest the new Big Bell value menu from Taco Bell. 6 big new tastes, like the a new hearty beef and potato burrito. No settling, just living big.
Is something wrong?
Not if we can get the red one. Live big with the new Big Bell Value menu. Bong!
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy Impala. Or get $1,500 cash back. Either way, that's one sweet deal on this stylish sedan. Get in for 0% or $1,500 cash back on the 2003 Impala. New 2003 Chevys. 0% APR at your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer.
Look how great this rose came out.
Somebody scored.
Don't even think about it.
Hey, you guys got to see this. Oh, my God, what a goal. Come on, guys, we'll eat later. Shut up, Ricky!
Do you live hockey? Then you need NHL Center Ice on Sports in Demand. Catch up to 40 out-of-market regular season games a week on digital cable. Don't miss the free preview October 9th to the 15th.
Order it from Comcast Digital Cable.
Pat, we're being overruled. Coaches high atop the press box here say a quarter can't end on a penalty.
I thought the half can't end on a defensive penalty. I thought the quarter can end on a penalty. They just start up the next quarter. They won't mark it off, start the next quarter. I'm going to check my rule book.
We'll get our TSSAA rule book here in just a moment. But here's the injury on the first play of the fourth quarter here.
It's Turner, too, and he's had a pretty good, so far, he's had a pretty good second half. Ooh.
Oh, and he is crunched.
Ooh, right there. Big number 75. Ooh, he got a double whammy.
When you get 5'11", 236 coming at you after you've already been hit a couple of times.
I've seen him move a hand and a leg right now. Hopefully it's nothing severe.
So are you still sticking by your penalty?
Yeah, he's moving his arm right now. Yes, I'm sticking by. You know what? We'll get Coach Pack in here and ask him.
He doesn't know. That's why he has great assistant coaches.
Oh, I'm going to tell him you said that.
You can. I mean, Paul Wade, legendary Paul Wade, arguably the best assistant coach in Middle Tennessee. That's why he went out and got Tom Moore.
That's a good choice.
No question. I mean,
Tom Moore, let me tell you right now, Tom Moore did a great job at Brentwood Academy. And I agree, Coach Pack is very lucky to have a guy like that. I mean, taking that team as far as he did the last 2 years, and boy, they were loaded for bear. And then Coach Flatt decided to come back. And
Jeff's brothers, of course, off of that CPA, now up at Pope John Paul II. They had their first big game against Brentwood Academy last Friday night and made up that game 28-9. Final score with all freshmen and sophomores. So we'll take a break, come back, and get you an injury update after this.
Here's a new spin. 0% APR financing on every 2003 Chevy. The new ones. Get 0% APR on every 2003 Chevy truck. Or choose $1,000 cash back on Avalanche, Trailblazer, Suburban, and Tahoe. Either way, that's one solid deal on every 2003 Chevy truck. New 2003 Chevys, 0% APR at your Middle Tennessee Chevy dealer.
What is our mission here? I have to go to the bathroom. What are we trying to do?
Grab the microphone.
Whether it's football, go Irish, basketball,
I'm a Vanderbilt fan,
or whatever.
I'm a George Plaster fan.
He's a loser.
My God, this guy is just incredible.
Joe, the caller's right.
Well, what would you expect, Plaz?
Tennessee's defense is a bunch of wussies.
Where's the orange juice?
Shut up, Joe. What's that got to do with it?
When it's over with, we're going to party like rock stars.
This is not one of those cases.
What? Sports Night on WTN. We're Nashville's sports talk.
And welcome back. You can see the lovely flag flying here high atop Franklin Road Academy. That flag, in fact, I think it was last year we were here, somebody let that flag loose, went flying. I think that was right about the time we were here last year to do a game, but nonetheless, Old Glory flying high tonight. Now, 3rd and 18 from the 33, 11:41 to play, trailing by 17. Lyons sets up the screen, has all kinds of pressure, and finally has his man Core.
Actually,
it's incomplete.
It was probably better that he dropped it, actually, because it was going to be another loss.
Pat, you found out what we needed to find out. You went up top.
The half cannot end on a defensive penalty.
So we were correct in that.
The quarter may end on a penalty. The penalty will be enforced in the start of the next quarter. will begin, which means the start of the third quarter, the fourth quarter, or the second quarter.
So you were right.
Of course.
Where did you get that?
From the coaches upstairs.
Were they upset with it?
No.
Because they had the wind.
You got it.
So they kept quiet. So we did clarify, and there you go. Punt formation on 4th and 18 from the 33-yard line. Low line drive kick will bounce at the 40, take an FRA bounce, and go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Solid punt by FRA, and now their defense back on the ropes again. And hey, maybe their defense is going to have to score and get things going and get a turnover here.
If you're DCA right now, you just protect the football. I expect to see Calvetti at quarterback. Nope, I'm wrong again. What else is new? I've had a tough night.
Calvetti, not even in the football game here, as he's took one series off in the first half, and it appears they say, hey, take one series off here because we're going to need you more on defense here if we're going to win this football game.
You know what you got to love when you look out there? You take a look at Wooden's uniform, and it's brown, and everybody, you know, so many other guys have white uniforms. Just look at the way he runs, lowers his shoulder.
Pick up a 9 yards on first down across the 40-yard line.
Nice matchup there between Drew Smith and Wooden. Two pretty good high school football players.
Yes, it is. There you have it, Pat. Just bounce it outside.
Nice. He's really a nice looking back, and I'll tell you, Drew Smith has done a pretty good job defensively.
We'll get a look at Chris Wooden's numbers here in just a couple of moments. Obviously, getting close to his 22, 23, 25 carries. Flag comes down. I think they'll get a legal motion on the Wildcats.
Got dead ball. False start on the offense. Still second down.
Don't think we could have asked for a more perfect night.
No, it turned out great
for high school football. Calvetti obviously back in the football game, as you see number 7 there at the bottom of your screen, the wide receiver position, but this is going to be the Wooden show. He gets it up the middle. It's going to be hit by a couple of different FRA Panthers, including number 9, your man, Stephen Muck, who's done a nice job defensively.
Jason Clark. Jason Clark has done a good job. I mean, really, you look at these two teams, they're not that, you know, it's not like this is a blowout by any means. I mean, this is two pretty good, evenly matched teams. I think that the advantage goes to DCA's line.
17 carries, 97 yards.
Look at the uniform color, though. You see the difference between him and number 12? His uniform is dark and, you know, dirty and dingy, and, you know, number 12, the quarterback. Nice and white.
Carry number 18 up the middle, enough for a first down. Pick up a 4 yards. He's now got 18 for 101. And if things go the way Dennis Goodwin wants, he's going to get those 7, 8, 9 carries here in this final 10 minutes.
Take a look right here. Nice job by the line. Guard pulls. Fullback Meacham leads through. Boom. Lower the shoulder. Pick up what you can get. Let's take it to the next. Oh, he put the ball on the ground. That doesn't happen often.
David Whipperman on the tackle for George Weicker and the Panthers. Now, I formation, clock continuing to run. Calvetti one-on-one to the wide side. They'll come, they'll throw it up to Calvetti. Over his shoulder. Nice catch.
Nice little Willie Mays catch.
One-on-one with John Sauter.
Look at the rip. You see the rip gets a little bit bigger. I'm telling you, right, Calvetti's in. We're putting Calvetti in. Plus, he's Italian. What do you want?
Calvetti could appear on next episode of The Sopranos.
Nice grab.
Over the shoulder. Not a bad throw from Jason Herndon either.
He's throwing a touchdown. He's catching passes. He's running the football. He's lead blocking. He's picking up blitzers. He's playing a little bit of defensive back, tackling and breaking up passes. He's in.
I formation behind Herndon on first down. Another Cricket first down they give to Wooden up the middle.
He's in too.
His 19th carry of the football game, and the clock continues to run in favor of the Wildcats.
Wooden's in too, just so you know. He'll be on our super sophomores.
All right, Dick Vitale.
We'll make him a super soph. You gotta love, I mean, just tough little guy, you know. I'm sure if you watch him walk around in the halls on Monday mornings, it's just like a regular sophomore.
I formation, can't say enough. Blake Monday, the fullback this time in front of him, opens up a nice hole for Wooden. He's brought down, he's wrestled down at about the 20-yard line. Muck there tried to strip the football as well.
That's smart. Right now you're hoping for some big break, maybe a fumble, take it back, an interception, something.
Nice breeze blowing here. Franklin Road Academy here on the hill. 3rd and short. Clock continues to run. Herndon comes in at center. They're going to have to hurry to get this play off.
Don't worry
as the play clock continues to run. Calvetti the wide side. Wooden the back. Wooden gets it.
Is that number 20?
Number 20, and a cricket first down for the DCA Wildcats. And now that defense, Pat, it appears is getting a little tired as they've been on the football field an awful lot this second half.
He's working his way up there. Well over 100 yards. Sucking a little bit of wind. I look for somebody else to get the football in this play.
Taylor Lehman, Winston Tipton coming in for FRA defensive line.
Again, I'm going to say the big boys up front, Thompson, Bucinda, Holland, Humphreys, and Menchaca.
Done a heck of a job. And I like the way they've alternated quarterbacks. We don't see that a lot in high school football, but they both give different aspects of the game. And even when Calvetti's not in there at quarterback, gets the football in different ways and makes things happen.
They're playing to their strengths. There's nothing wrong with that.
Wooden up the middle, breaks a tackle inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line, and a host of Panthers on the tackle, including David Whipperman, who's had a nice second half.
David Whipperman's played well. Drew Smith's played well. Blake Turner's played very well. Hope he's okay. Jason Clark's played well.
Julian Scruggs.
Zaretic's played very well. I mean, these guys, they put up a good fight. Like I said, they haven't necessarily been overmanned by any means.
2nd and long from the 13-yard line. Motion man is Austin Garrett. Herndon will go with the draw to Wooden. Up the middle, breaks a tackle inside the 5-yard line. Carry number 22 in the football game, and carry number 23, Pat, probably coming right here.
Let me tell you right now. Go ahead.
We'll go down to the field with Samantha Owens.
I'll come back.
And we have an injury update down here on the field. Number 15, Blake Turner, the running back, went down in one of the very first plays of this final quarter. He has a mild concussion. Doesn't look like he'll be back in the game, but a mild concussion after going down right at the very beginning of the last quarter.
Well, that's good.
Give to Wooden up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2 tackles, is down to the 1-yard line on carry number 23 in the ball game, and Pat, seems that they're content. It's almost like if you remember the Cowboys during their heyday, when they got a lead, it was hand the ball to one guy, no matter where we were, and go behind a big offensive line until they stop you. And FRA has not been able to stop Mr. Wooden.
Well, let me tell you right now, Wooden, he's an impressive back. He's gotten his carries, yeah, but he's done a good job. He's, you know, up front, they've done a good job of getting off the football, and Wooden's made the best of his carries. And you know, more importantly than what Wooden's doing carrying the football and what the line's doing getting off the football is that clock keeps running for them, and that's what they want. So it works out good that they don't have to throw it, and incomplete pass stops the clock.
They give to Calvetti in the backfield. He'll run around right in for a 1-yard touchdown, and Pat, that should just about do it with 5:23 to play.
And you saw the lead block. Who was the fullback on that play? Our man, Mr. Wooden. He's on the team. Calvetti, you're on the team. They're in. No question.
5:23 to play in the 4th. Extra point attempt. They'll send in a new kicker.
Nope, same one, 14.
Nope, they won't. The shadow got me there, but Matt Lannon will set to kick the extra point. Hold is down, kick is up, line drive kick is no good, and it'll be 23-0. Pat will take a break, come back with the final 5.5 minutes of the ball game on the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
Southern Sports Report.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's the nightly newscast you've been waiting for.
This is the real deal.
30 minutes every night dedicated to scores, highlights, and interviews from your hometown teams.
We told you this was going to be good.
Your teams, your town, your show. The Southern Sports Report, nightly at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
They're grilling again. We're going over.
They just had us over last week.
Oh, yeah. I can almost taste it.
But my hair.
Don't worry, honey. They love us. Hold it. We've hit the mother load. 12 ounces of delicious T-bone.
Shoney's is serving up family favorites at a price you'll love. Classics like our original half-a-pound and grilled chicken entrees or our 12-ounce T-bone steak. And try one of 3 tasty toppings for just 99 cents more. Shoney's, we can't wait to have you over.
And welcome back to DCA. Huge crowd here. Don't forget this game will re-air on TV 75 Tuesday, October 8th at 7 o'clock Central. And I'm sure there are some DCA fans that want to watch it. This drive, 12 plays, 69 yards, 6 minutes, 3 seconds. 1 yard run. That's their third drive of over 6 minutes. Double-digit plays as well. Kickoff will be taken at the 2-yard line by John Sauter. Brings it out to the 15, tries to get outside, breaks a tackle, and is down at the 20-yard line. Welcome back, Pat.
Little technical trouble.
Would you like to explain to our viewers what happened?
Oh, I dropped my headset and spun all the way around, and I needed 8 people to help me fix it.
Pat, tell us.
Titans press release. Coaches of the Week winners. There you go.
Bottom line, we know who it is. Our buddy.
Who?
Louis Thompson.
That's right.
Lincoln County. They beat Riverdale and Oakland the last couple of weeks.
Previous winners.
Bobby Sharp up at Lewis County. Randall Thomas at Springfield High in week 2. Louis Thompson in week number 3. Getting rid of that.
Important information.
Flag down. FRA's offense will take over at their own 10-yard line following the penalty.
Down 23, zip. You want to start at your own 10. It's been a rough night.
Kenny Lyons under center will throw. Nice throw. Out of the reach of Sam Barnes, the junior wide receiver. 5:12 to play. Pat, tell me this. Obviously the game, for all intents and purposes, is over. Now you're George Weicker. 5:12 to play. You've got a relatively young football team. How important is this 5 minutes?
Well, it's really important, actually, because you're going to see a lot of fresh jerseys in there. You see new jerseys like number 8. Hasn't gotten many reps. No, Brett Warren has. I'm sorry. But
he only started the game.
Yeah, he's only played it. I'm telling you, I've been off tonight. I apologize. Number 22, Sam Barnes hasn't played much tonight. I apologize. I'm looking at the new numbers.
Lyons is going to go deep. This will be incomplete. Flag comes flying, and they're going to get interference. And, Pat, they're going to get interference on Corey Willis. Not sure why he would interfere with John Sauter, being that the ball was way out of reach.
Well, you're seeing, I still think you're seeing a couple new jerseys. Like I said, number 22 hasn't.
I'll give you that. Reps. Just not number 8.
All right, not number 8. I apologize.
Pass interference, the call. Tell me this, Pat. Obviously, the Titans with a big one on Sunday. Steve Spurrier and the Redskins come calling. Bounce back.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4. Pass interference on the defense. Automatic first down, 15 yards.
Must-win situation?
Every win's a must-win. Every game. Yes, it's a must-win. You got to get to 1-0. That's all you got to do right now.
1st and 10. The 25-yard line for Kenny Lyons. Sauter, the lone back in the backfield. Robert West in motion. They'll pitch to Sauter around the outside, trying to get outside. He's going to be run down by you-know-who. Not only does Chris Woodson get 25 carries offensively, but there with 4 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the ballgame,
he's got about a half a dozen tackles, too. Don't kid yourself. And guess what? A lot of new jerseys in there for DCA. And number 25 ain't coming out.
Either is number 7.
Neither is number 7. You're right. Those 2 guys are not coming out. You're seeing a lot of new guys in there on defense for DCA, getting the young guys some reps. But 25 and 7, they ain't coming off the field.
I formation behind Kenny Lyons. We'll give to Sauter. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Gets up to about the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 10. Just over 4 minutes to play.
Brought down by number 25.
You got it. single best football player maybe we've seen to this point this year?
Antoine Owens is pretty good. I mean, he's the best sophomore I've seen so far. But Antoine Owens has been a good one. We saw a couple kids up at Hendersonville that were pretty good, I thought.
Shane Fortner.
Yeah, I thought, I mean, we've seen a few. But this kid is probably the best sophomore I've seen so far, and I'm looking forward to watching him the next couple of years.
Brett Warren with the catch. Here comes a late flag. You're going to get an unsportsmanlike. After Warren made the catch, already had the first down up to about the 36-yard line. This will take him all the way across midfield with 3:43 to play. Dennis Goodwin not happy at all with his Wildcats extracurricular activities there.
Not only that, you don't want to continue.
Personal foul against Donaldson.
See the signal right there?
Attack on 15.
Great. Well, this is a good drive right now for FRA.
Personal foul on the defense. The first down.
Here it is, Pat. Warren with a nice catch, makes a nice move. It beats defensive back in Watkins, who's had a nice night. And here comes the tackle all the way out. Tackles all the way almost into the fence here at Franklin Road Academy. No need for that with 3.5 minutes to play.
Right now, if you're George Weichert, though, I'm going to tell you the truth. He really, I mean, he has nothing to be ashamed of. This team, really, FRA, has played pretty well. I mean, they haven't, like I said, they haven't been blown out. They've been a little bit overmatched up front, I think. Just talent-wise and size and strength. Really, these guys on defense and on the offensive lines have done a better job out of DCA, and that's credit to Coach Goodwin.
Chase Salas with the sack there, a loss of 2.5. Bring up 2nd and 12 as we near the 3-minute mark in this ballgame. As we mentioned, next week FRA on the road at McEwen, DCA off, and then both these teams, as we mentioned in the last 3 weeks of this year, play against CPA. And one of those 3 teams, as Coach Pack told us just after halftime, probably aren't going to the playoffs. Lyons overthrows his intended receiver, John Sauter, and it'll bring up 3rd and long for the FRA Panthers. Next week, as we mentioned, MBA and Brentwood Academy, 2 new coaches. Obviously, Carlton Flat, more state championships than anyone in this state. The history of high school football against Jeff Rutledge. Obviously, a lot of people in Middle Tennessee remember him from his days as assistant on Woody Woodenhofer's staff at Vanderbilt in his first year as a high school head coach. So two of the best programs.
New York Giant, too.
Correct. Hard count by Kenny Lyons, and a flag comes flying. And for some reason, these referees don't want to go home, Pat.
Well, right now you're seeing a lot of the young guys
on the defense
making young mistakes. I mean, these are some of these guys are new guys that haven't played many, like Chase Salas. He hasn't played a ton of reps so far tonight, and now he's getting a chance.
He and Brett Warren.
No, don't go there. You can't do that to me. I only make a half dozen mistakes a night. Mike Brockman hasn't had many reps. Yeah, you just look out there and you see the clean white uniform. Brett Warner, I expected him to make a nice hit.
Collision at the 38-yard line as Lyons tried to run the slant.
I'll tell you one thing. There's been a few pretty good hits right here, and this is Tate Watkins right here taking up the slant. Goodbye.
Not much play on the ball. Just run into the guy and see what happens. 2:47 to play, 4th and 7. George Weichert will go for it on the 46-yard line. How important is it here to get this first down, get some points on the board to say, hey, let's build on what we had on that last drive?
I mean, I don't think it's the end of your season, but the other side of it is, I mean, you'd like to get a first down, you like to get some points, and that's a great play right there. That is a great football play right there.
Completed pass, the rule of fumble, which Warren falls on, but he'll be short of the first down, and DCA will take over on downs.
Nice play by Tate Watkins right there.
DCA takes over on down.
Pat, let's take a look at our Fox Sports Net play of the game. It's Mr. Calvetti and his touchdown pass on the opening drive when he got things going. Justin Hall, 21 yards. It had been all runs to that point. Found Hall in the back of the end zone, just over the head of Mr. John Sauter. And from that point on, the DCA Wildcats never looked back. 58 yards, 41 yards, right at about 100 yards of offense, a touchdown, half a dozen tackles, a couple of big hits, a spectacular catch, touchdown pass. He's done it all.
Mario Brothers.
No question about it. new quarterback in the game for DCA. This will be Jim Fenwick, the sophomore. Fenwick will keep it. He tripped up after a pickup of 5, and now DCA will try and run the football. And now, Pat, here come your nice, clean, white jerseys. And here come your big boys coming out. Mark Thompson, who's done a heck of a job.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the guys up front deserve a lot of credit. You know, as much as I think Calvetti and our man Wooden have done a good job, the big boys, again, have really set the pace. Thompson, Lucinda, Holland, Humphreys, and Menchaca.
I tell you what, Ryan Humphreys, and he has done a heck of a job. And a lot of these big boys know that if they can control the line of scrimmage, they've got a chance to make some noise.
Absolutely.
Come November in the playoffs. Fenwick under center, I formation, all kinds of white jerseys in the backfield. There is a big hit in the backfield, and FRA's defense continues to do a nice job. And they've given up 6 points this half on virtually about two big pass plays that they blew.
They've been on the field most of the night. I mean, in reality, and really these guys here have done a good job. They came out the second half and picked it up.
Pat, maybe our smallest player, number 15, Jason McCreary, 5'4", 113 pounds.
Freshman.
Don't mistake him for the football. Fenwick, under center, I formation. Will fake to give to the fullback and keep it. He'll bounce it outside. Nice. Enough for a cricket. First down, and the FRA defense, as you mentioned, has been on the field almost this entire half. Has done a nice job slowing Calvetti, slowing Wooden to an extent, not allowing a lot of points. But when you're on the field that much, you get worn down.
Well, these guys, DCA is a good football team. I'm telling you right now. I told you, they got 3 pretty good quarterbacks. This kid Fenwick, he played a lot. I remember seeing him against Ezel last year. He played a bunch of reps, and really, this is a good football team. I expect them to compete for the championship.
I formation. Fenwick will keep it on a quarterback sneak. Get up to about the 42-yard line. Under a minute to play, and Pat, it appears one more running play up the middle, and that'll just about do it.
I think so too.
DCA will improve to 4-2 on the year, 2-1 in league play. FRA will fall to 2-4, 2-1 in league play. Their 2 wins against Nashville Christian and White House Christian. DCA, of course, 1-1 in league, having beaten Davidson Academy, and losing to Ezel Harding a couple of weeks ago.
Bucinda comes out now. Bucinda, Menchaca. These guys are good.
Final play of the football game, barring a crazy fumble, turnover, interception. No, we'll just have a kneel down, and that'll do it. 23-0, our final score. DCA goes on the road, gets a nice road win following their bye week. Preparation was good. Execution was solid. Now they have another bye week before their big showdown in Week 10 against Christ Presbyterian Lions. Pat, as you look and see Dennis Goodwin's football team, and as we look at these 2 football teams, expect to hear both these teams make some noise in the next 3 weeks?
I hope so. I mean, I think DCA will definitely be in the playoffs, and FRA's got a little bit of hill to climb. And hopefully they can get off on the right foot next week and go from there.
Don't forget, this football game will re-air Tuesday on TV 75 at 7 o'clock. So all you DCA and FRA fans that would like to watch this game, and it's re-air Tuesday, TV 75. And I'm anxious to hear from Dennis Goodwin's perspective. 23-0, yes. Chris Wooden, solid game. You got to be happy. But what do you want to work on if you want to be able to avenge your 42-10 loss to Ezel? Because he's probably looking at bigger picture things, saying some of the bottom teams in our region we can beat on any given night. Right. We need to look at the bigger picture. What do we need to work on?
Well, I'm sure if you take a look at the game plan that Coach Pack came up against Ezel, that's probably the best way to go.
Yep, let's go down. Samantha Owens is with the victorious Dennis Goodwin.
And we're down the sidelines with the winning coach tonight. And, Coach, you held the FRA to 0 points tonight. And how do you feel about your boys?
Well, it's a great effort by our defense. Our kids played hard. We played a complete game, which we haven't done this year. We had a little lull in the third quarter, but played a complete game for us. And we knew that's what it'd take against a good FRA team.
And speaking of a complete game then, let's talk about your offense.
Well, we tried to do some things different tonight, move our quarterback around. He's a great athlete, and we want to try to get him the ball in different situations, and we're able to do that some. And of course, Chris Wooden he's just a workhorse at running back, and so our offensive line did a great job handling, taking care of the line of scrimmage.
Wonderful game.
Okay, thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Pat, back to you.
You're not even up here anymore. You're gone. Thank you.
23-0 your final score. DCA, as we said, improves to 4-2 overall. FRA falls to 2-4 on the season. And Pat, as we look at a great night for high school football, a solid football game next week, NBA and Brentwood Academy. Should be a huge crowd over at Carlton Flat Field.
It's going to be fun. I mean, that's a great rivalry, and it's going to be a good time over there, just like it was a good time here tonight. And I think we saw a pretty good football team in DCA, and CPA will have some fun with them, I think, and that'll be a nice little battle. And FRA is a young team that's only going to get better. So, interesting game.
The Wildcats will have a great trip back across town over to Donaldson. The Donaldson Christian Academy Wildcats win it 23-0 for Samantha Owens and the best TV production crew in the business. Pat Sperduto, Blake Fulton saying so long from Franklin Road Academy. This has been the Chevrolet High School Football Game of the Week.
It's football time again, and Comcast and CSS is proud to bring you another year of the Chevrolet High School Game of the Week. Join Blake Fulton and Pat Sperduto weekly as they bring you the best in high school football action. Tune in Friday, October 11th to see NBA take on Brentwood Academy live at 7:30 on CSS, Comcast Channel 27. The Chevrolet High School Game of the Week is brought to you in part by these great sponsors.
Here's